the dark.
And you shouldn't have.
Oh, I'm just noticing that 8-ball of
yeah,
cocaine.
No, yeah, see, you can ask the 8-ball any fucking
It's it's magic. I don't know if you know that. It's a
Goddamn
magic,
magic
8-ball.
8-ball.
It's not like your
magical 8-ball.
It's not like your normal 8-ball that you'd play pool with.
No.
It's a magical one.
It is a magical
with
one.
magical properties.
Magical
Yeah,
powers.
does this one get petty and it's like ask again later?
It does. It's a petty bitch. It is kind of a petty
Like,
bitch.
I don't
8-ball.
feel like it.
Not gonna lie to you.
You didn't
Sometimes-
shake. You didn't shake me right.
Never,
Sometimes,
I never shake the 8-ball,
I
right?
prefer to be stirred.
Oh my goodness, everybody! This is Meat Sweat.
It is Meat Sweats.
Are we on
It's
it?
Meat Sweat.
You guys are on Meat
doing
Sweats.
it.
Congratulations!
Thank you so much.
Congratulations!
For you.
We're
I'd
so
like to thank-
sweaty with
You-
our meat.
You
I
finally
know,
made
yeah,
it.
We've done
Are you
it.
sweaty enough?
I feel.
You feel sweaty?
I'm actually nice.
Do you feel pretty?
It's
is the
good.
question.
I feel pretty.
I feel pretty.
Oh, so
Oh, yeah.
pretty. I feel pretty and witty and gay.
It's alarming how charming I feel.
And I pity any girl who isn't me tonight. Tra la 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 la.
Who's a pretty
I
girl
got your
in
falsetto.
the window there?
What pirouette?
It's Rocco in the window there. I don't know it, so I just went off the Haas.
No, you did a great job. You did a great job.
I'm doing my best.
It's almost like you were there with us. You know, you were there, you saw
I
it.
only know the beginning bit, and that's
You were
all
just
I've got.
supporting.
There
Listen,
you are.
I only know the parts
Oh.
from Anger Management with Adam
Yes,
Sandler
yes,
and Jack
yes.
Nicholson.
Oh, I
okay?
didn't want to
Once
say
they're
it.
on the bridge.
That's
and then
exactly.
Yep.
That's the only parts of that song. And I'll sing that
Goosebumps.
song, and people will be like, "Do you know West Side Story?"
Yeah.
And I'll be like, "Yeah, I do."
Yeah.
But I don't.
Hey.
Not at
That
all.
is a lie every single time.
It's not featuring Adam
Goosebumps.
Sandler, so
Yeah,
you can't-
listen.
How would you know?
How would you know?
Fun fact: my old man played Officer Krupke from West Side Story. Yeah,
What?
he's a great Officer Krupke.
In
Is your dad an actor?
No, he was just a teacher at the school, and they fucking convinced him to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Bill's dying, everybody.
love that he did.
I don't know if you guys can tell.
He's not that passionate about that story.
I love that he
I
had
mean, I,
he just fuck.
he had to get convinced. You know?
that's what sucks. Is like, I'm such a little bitch. I've been smoking weed for a decade. Easy.
Oh, and you still cough.
I still cough
You know, I do
super
too.
hard
That's why I
every
took a little
goddamn
hit.
time.
I didn't want to embarrass myself.
I every
know?
time I'll embarrass myself.
Yeah.
I embarrassed myself so bad on Friday night.
What'd
in
you
front
do,
of
Bill?
Smoke.
You-
What'd
it was a
you
bong?
do?
It was a bong again?
So there's a new show in town at this place called the Devil's Lettuce Lounge.
Oh, yes, I've
Yeah,
heard.
yeah. And I was asked to do like a spot there last minute, and I walked in and. With everybody in the lineup, I was like, "All right, I'm featuring for Rob." Rob was headlining.
Jeez.
And yeah, I'm just an asshole. And Luis Alvarez is hosting. I love Luis. We're
Oh,
gonna
dude,
have-
he's
Yeah, I like
great.
Luis.
we're gonna have Luis on the podcast. He's a great dude. Anyway, I go inside to ask to take a piss, and they're like, "You have to take a dab first." I was like, "It sounds like a
Oh,
weird
that's
rule.
a lot.
Sounds like a weird rule to take a piss."
Sounds like a rape rule. Sounds like
Yeah,
someone's
that's-
getting raped in the bathroom
Well-
after that.
So yeah, so take a dab, and fine.
You mean the dance move, right?
No, I mean concentrated marijuana, and they had like
Bill, are you talking about drugs?
they had the coolest like dab rig I've ever seen, where
Yeah.
it was like it. I can't even describe it. It was just like a bunch of percolators that were like coming up from nowhere into something. I didn't understand what was happening with it.
Did it hit really smooth though?
Yeah, it
with all
did.
those-
It probably-
it
yeah.
still destroyed me.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Um,
Well, you don't know because
no.
when it hits that smooth, you're like, "Oh, I'm already high."
Yeah.
And by the end of the hit, you're just like, "Holy shit!"
So then I went outside and everybody's passing joints around. Then I was an idiot and I pulled my little vape pen out of my pocket and hit that a couple times.
Jesus
help.
Christ.
Why the fuck did I do that?
Jesus
Why
Christ.
did I do that?
Ew.
Then
Love it.
Then I go on stage for a rambling 12 and a half, I think.
You did a rambling 12 and a half?
Very rambling.
Rambling 12 and a half? I'm
Started-
proud of you.
Started with like the first 5 was fire. Like the first 5 felt good. I was getting reactions from stoners, which
Wait,
is difficult.
I have,
Yeah.
I have a question for you. I don't mean to break your rhythm here, but like, how much do you smoke? How much was that for you? Like in comparison, was that a lot to smoke?
Right there, I'm still functioning.
Right. You're still good.
I'm still good.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
still got all the faculties.
Sure.
I don't have any like, I don't have any like physical maladies caused by it.
Okay, gotcha. So,
You know?
back to where you were. You were.
I'm done. I'm done on stage. I get off stage.
Mhm.
Everybody liked it. They asked me to come back on 420.
Nice.
Nice.
yeah.
That's cool.
And then they, I go inside again, and one of the guys who liked the set was like in there, and he goes, "Come here and do it. Come here and do a dab with me." And I was like,
Another
one? "Fucking another one of these things." Mind you, I'd smoked like the biggest blunt I've ever smoked outside. Like it was at least yay long,
Jesus Christ.
and at least yay big around.
Jesus
No.
Christ.
It was stupid. There was at least a quarter ounce in the
It
damn
looks
thing.
like a cigar the way
it was.
yeah.
It was bigger.
That's
Jesus.
insane.
Bigger than a cigar.
My
This is like
God.
at least like a dozen paper
Who the fuck
Blunt.
rolled that
I don't
monstrosity?
know.
Just some
Fucking
asshole?
Chong.
And then
Just got Tommy Chong locked in
then
a
you-
basement.
then you did 2 dab hits after that.
One.
One.
So I went back in. I had already done one dab.
Yeah.
I had smoked my pen, and I had hit this giant blunt. Then I walk back inside, and this guy puts like it looks like a goddamn number 2 pencil eraser on
Yeah.
the tip of his dab tool.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's big.
Yeah.
That's deadly.
That's a lot.
and so then
That's I sound like a fucking Midwestern. That's a lot, Bill. Oh boy. Jesus Christ,
Whoa.
Billy. That's a
I don't know if you
ton.
guys knew this, but
Goodness.
Matt is my mother.
I am his mom. Yes.
Yeah, since mine
I
lives
can
in
see
North
that.
Dakota. Matt
Someone
You
has
have
to take
maternal
care of
instincts,
him.
I get it.
Yeah, someone has to
I can
take care
see
of this
that.
guy.
did a
Yeah.
poor job over Bird City. Let's just say that.
Listen,
Come
Bill.
on, wow.
Listen, you piece of shit. You were out of control, and I couldn't stop you. And
I
I
wasn't out of control,
You weren't
was
out of
I?
control
I
at
didn't
all.
hit
It was fucking-
anybody.
you didn't hit anybody. No.
No, I just
You didn't
grabbed
drink
some
a beer
dicks.
on stage.
You were very drunk though.
Oh yeah, I
You didn't chug a beer on stage.
I didn't.
No, you didn't chug a beer on stage and then throw it.
I've never done that. Who did that?
You didn't see that?
You didn't see that?
That was Dustin. You were there.
You didn't
It
see?
was the
No, I
jury.
wasn't.
Not mentally.
Were you just blacked out during that point?
I remember telling my. I remember going on stage.
Did
and
you?
that's about it.
Do you remember telling your Alex Falcone fucks his dad joke?
Yeah, I laughed at it. I remember laughing at it on stage, and the only other person I heard laughing in the audience was Eric Subject.
Did you not hear me in the back?
I'm sure you did too.
Oh, you
I-
piece of
I
shit.
didn't remember you were there.
That's fine. No, yeah, no, I know, because you just was like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna go hang out with my other friends. Fuck this guy.
Why didn't you come with me?
Dude, I was so tired. The only reason I was still hanging out that late is because I was trying to sober up so that I,
went
could drive home.
till
Mm.
on that night. That was Saturday night.
Yeah.
Saturday
Yeah.
night went till 4 a.m.
See, I'm
Oh
glad
my
that I
God.
didn't come out because
I only party like that at festivals. I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
do.
yeah.
Well, yeah, it's
It's where
a
to
good
do
time
it. It's
too,
where
yeah.
you do it.
Damn, that's a long day though.
I was up from because I woke up. I always when I drink, I always wake up super early.
Don't you hate that?
Oh
Yeah.
fuck!
When you need that fucking
I
sleep.
can only sleep
Yep.
for like
Yeah.
a maximum of 4 hours.
Yeah.
and then I'm just wide awake. Like
Yep.
can't go back to bed, no matter how much
Yeah.
weed you smoke either.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was a crazy ass day. Almost got in a fight with a bouncer at. I did try to pick a fight with the bouncer at Gracie's.
Oh no!
I remember that.
Oh, yeah,
How
so
did it
where'd
go?
you
How
where'd
did
you
you-
go for the whole 4 like until 4?
So till 2 was Gracie's. Then we walked back to the hotel, and I had a room at the Sheridan,
Nice.
and they had like this balcony area on the 4th floor, like kind of by the pool, but not
Yeah.
by the pool.
Yeah.
And it was like the other side, and it was really cool. So we all just hung out up there. Like
nice.
it was like
cool.
it was Genevieve was out there, Jimmy Calloway was out there. I love that fucking guy. He was the one walking around the plaid suit all weekend.
He-
Yeah.
oh,
He's
I
a
love
fun
his
person.
Soviet Union joke.
Oh, yeah,
He's
yeah,
a
yeah.
real
Oh, now
funny-
that's a big
he's
red
a real
flag.
funny. He's
Yeah,
a real
that-
funny
that was
comic, and
funny.
he was a real fun dude to hang
Mhm.
out with. Shout out to Jimmy Calloway.
Mhm.
Check his
He
shit
was
out,
cool, man.
everybody.
Yeah, he was funny.
He
I
was a
liked him.
great dude. That one-liner competition, he had another great one too.
Yeah.
He had a,
I
yeah, a
honestly
couple.
like there. I don't remember a lot of that one line. Like, and it, like people talk about it and they fill me in on bits and pieces. I literally remember going on stage the first time, and I was going up and I was going to tell the Alex Falcone
That's
joke
so
right
funny.
away.
Yeah.
And get myself off. And and then my ego took over when I was drunk.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, no, I'm going to tell a good joke and
Yeah.
make sure I advance through the second round, and then I'll tell the shit joke
Yeah.
that I know is not going to work for only the people in
Yeah.
there. I don't know if Falcone was still there, but he probably
I looked-
fucking hates me.
I looked around. I didn't see him.
He's gotta hate
so
me
I
so
think he had
much.
already
Was that an
bounced by that
inside
point.
joke, or we just like?
It's an inside joke.
Okay, guys.
It's an inside joke that I told Subcheck I would do. I had versus this guy Alex Falcone, who's another comic and he's an author, at Snap Battles at Big Pine last year. And for the entire minute, I did nothing but he fucks his dad jokes.
Oh my god!
It was very
So I
funny.
didn't-
Vicious.
I didn't realize
Vicious.
that
It was
was
really
Alex.
mean.
Yeah.
It's really mean.
Well, did he come
mean-spirited.
back at you pretty hard, or did he go first, or did,
I went
did he-
first.
Oh, okay. Did he give it to you pretty hard after that, then?
We came down to a joke off,
Mhm.
and he won because I didn't have another one in the chamber. Yeah, didn't I blew them all. I should have just done a regular joke that I had written on him because I had written a whole other set for him.
right.
You can't break the Alex
You can't
Falcone
break the
fucks his dad.
I will never
Yeah.
break it. Anytime I see that guy, I'll make you fuck your dad jokes to,
Oh
to
my
him and other
God.
people. Sorry, Falcone, man. Like it's just our thing. And
That's our relationship.
until you
I
fucking
I
paid
picked
enough
you.
money for a lawyer to send me a cease and desist for defamation of character, which I doubt you'll fucking be able to do, suck it.
Oh my god!
Suck the dick.
Hey,
Of
easy.
we got some-
We're all here.
some
We're
growls
big
out of
men,
Rocco.
Rocco. You don't gotta growl. Rocco's out there growling.
What's he
at
look
people.
at? Like, do you have neighbors that walk by?
You
or
got
people
neighbors,
walking by?
kids.
When I
shit.
walked in, there was a woman. She had two dogs. One was shitting. The other one was barking at people walking by. So she was like holding either dog on either side of her, smoking a cigarette. She could not.
That's
beautiful.
impressive.
Yeah. She like was doing as much as she could at once.
That's incredible.
That is exactly what you call apartment trash.
Yeah.
They were both
Yeah.
chihuahuas too, weren't they?
They were smaller dogs. They weren't chihuahuas.
No?
So no, I don't
Okay,
know what
there's
they were.
there's a few people. There's a few women that look the exact same that live here that each have two chihuahuas, and they're
That's so
honestly the same
interesting.
fucking color, and it drives me insane. They're different dogs because
Mhm.
like two of them are really fat. Two of them are kind of skinnier, but
Mhm.
they're the same fucking color. But then like one's kind of got long hair, and
Mhm.
so they're definitely different fat dogs, and so that leads me to believe that they're different skinny dogs as well, and they're just fucking. There's two identical archetype of people living in this
On
This
either
is
wholesome
society.
space.
Are
I
they
like
around
to
the same
think-
age too? Like they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda
love
look
to
the
see them
same.
meet.
They have
I
the
love to
same
see them
body.
meet.
They have the
best
same
friends.
like body construction.
What if one day they finally run into each other and they're like, and it's this beautiful love story?
That's what
No.
Rocco's watching right
No,
now.
that's
what he's looking
He's
at.
watching for a beautiful love story to
Yeah.
unfold.
All
in
he
Mace's-
wants-
yeah.
in Mace's Del Coronado
Two
apartments.
girls.
He just
Poor
wants some
dogs.
beauty in his life, Bill. He's sick
Rocco?
of sitting in here and smelling your goddamn fart and looking
It's-
at looking at your
it's,
balls all
buddy,
day.
He's got more farts in this place than I do. He's got to worry that what his deal is. He doesn't like the weed smoke.
Yeah.
Do you give
Poor
him like
Rocco.
scraps or just dog food?
Or
Or
depends.
both? A little both.
Depends.
He mostly eats dog food.
Mostly eats dog.
When I'm here, he's mostly feeding him dog food. We will always feed him a little bit of something if we're eating shit, but
Yeah.
he mostly eats dog food.
Nah, he always gets something.
You said it was like a couple. We'll do this.
Listen,
a little bit.
me
Come
and
on.
Bill and
I mean,
Rocco
when you have
spend a lot of time together.
when you have 32 episodes in a podcast. With another
Is that?
human,
Are we 32? Or are we
you guys are
33?
32.
32.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have
I'm
no
honored.
idea. You're looking at me
I
and asking
have
questions.
no idea.
Listen,
Matt literally does nothing here but show up.
I'm the talent,
that mean?
okay? I show up.
he thinks he's the
I show up and I make magic. I've got Bill here to make sure everything's
just
set up for me.
conjure it. I love your relationship. I
Yeah.
just
I love your guys' relationship. You're
Oh, that's too
you're
sweet.
brothers, right?
That's the relationship. That's
yeah.
what some people tell us.
Yeah.
So we've been told.
How upset are you guys at not being recognized as individuals?
Oh,
Ooh, that's a big
Oh.
question.
Listen,
real hard.
listen.
Wait,
big
it
ass
depends by
question.
who? Who do you mean?
Just
by
as
anybody?
just people.
By your
So
parents.
as general
oh.
people that don't know us,
Yeah.
I don't care.
You don't
like,
care.
Yeah, it's natural. I've looked at pictures of Jake and I
Yeah.
and been like, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure which one it is.
Yeah, and I'm not
I
sure.
can't
Seriously,
pick
yeah.
myself out in a baby picture, and I don't have a twin or a brother. So
I've had friends correct me on who I was in a picture.
no
Yeah.
shit.
That has happened.
Wow.
Which
Really?
is, yeah.
That's super random.
Well, what's funny, it's like funny is like I don't ever have to tell us apart. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I know,
That's
I never
true.
have to do it.
Yeah,
So
we
I
are.
have to do it. I actually do it
You've
less
never
than
had an
anybody
identity
I know.
crisis?
So when I see a picture, I'm like, well, I never really see us together.
Oh,
I see
man.
Alex. It's
Yeah.
kind of a nice opportunity for us to be like, so this is what we're doing to people.
Oh, it really is.
So, yikes. Whoa.
You So
That's
neither of
hysterical.
you have had an identity crisis. Like, who am I?
No.
Well, I've had like I've been upset at like if I
Being a man?
have like a long day, I've been upset.
That's
What?
one.
It's what?
What'd you say?
I said being a man.
Being a man. No, I've been upset at like family members that get it wrong. Like,
Yeah.
if they get us wrong, I'm like,
Who's the
come on,
most
like-
upsetting family member that's gotten it wrong?
Like dad, probably.
Dad really get? Do you
Oh
get
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot?
He'll just like from another room just be like Jake, and then Jake's not even home. It's just me.
Yeah.
You know? So and that's like understandable when I'm looking at each other.
Right.
But I've had it like where he's just it just kind of messes it up. I don't know. I think after a while, for him just to mess it up, it's not really a big deal. I think in the beginning I took it more personal.
Took it more personally. So now that you're a
Yeah.
little bit older,
Yeah.
it's kind of less
Oh,
bothersome.
Yeah.
people definitely like look at us as like just two of us, like as like one person basically.
Right.
I do.
It happens all
An entity.
I do.
It's
Yeah.
an entity, not like
Yeah,
Jake
you're
and
a-
Alex. It's
That's just
the
a
your-
different
your-
You're a
relationship.
four-armed,
It's-
four-leg
yeah.
human
Mm-hmm.
to me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which, but so
you
then
got
that
20
leads-
fingers, 20 toes, 2 dicks. You're an impressive. You're an impressive
Yeah.
sight.
There we are. There we are. That is.
Just imagine
You are
guys.
That's a lot of
flesh. That's a lot of flesh.
One magnificent creature.
No, I
Just
just,
a
I
big
just
ol'
imagine that there's an
Immaculate.
I
Just
I
you.
imagine that there's like a little
That's
tiny
funny.
string that's unbreakable that just like furls and unfurls.
It ties their
Like,
hearts
You think
together.
like,
they have a
oh,
heartstring.
oh,
Yeah.
But you describe it
That's
like a
poetic.
tail. It sounds like a tail.
It's
when you
not a
describe
tail.
it.
Well,
It's a
my-
tail,
yeah.
but it's a heart tail.
But it's a heart tail.
That connects to
It's
his
for your
heart
butt
tail.
heart.
Well, does it come from the heart?
From your butt heart.
I mean, eventually it
Butt
connects to
heart?
the
The butt
heart.
heart actually beats faster. That's what they
Does.
say.
Does.
Your butt heart.
beats
and,
too.
and the tremors is actually what
tremor.
create farts. So
Rocco.
Beats to the rhythm of a different drum.
Where'd he go?
He's doing stuff. He's doing Rocco stuff. He's got a
Oh, that
he's
reminds-
got bones back there. You know,
He's got a whole
He's-
life.
He's,
Whole
he's
thing.
got
Good for
he's
him.
got his things. You know,
That's-
he's hollering at bitches.
He's doing his
all
thing.
the
I like
time.
it. I like it.
That's the
How
only
old is
time
Rocco?
it's appropriate to holler
he
at
is. How
bitches
old
is if you're a male dog.
Because they're actually called
Yeah.
bitches.
Yeah.
Do you sniff when they're sniffing butts? Is that like checking out, or is that because like when do they sniff butts? It's not like a sexual thing, right?
No.
That's like a meeting thing.
It's
Yeah.
a
It's a
meeting,
meeting
thing.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think because dogs, they rely so heavily on their sense of smell.
Yeah.
It's like it's also part of like getting to know somebody.
Well, it's
Or,
like
you
you
know,
can
like a
tell
dog.
if that other dog's sick. You know, like
Well, they're also smelling out like each other's
What they're eating.
territories too. Because
Yeah.
they're always
Right,
out
right.
Yeah.
smelling.
Mhm.
well, he
the
con-
fucking
yeah,
ground.
No,
Right,
he con-
right.
So they like to connect
Yeah,
the name to the
yes.
face, if
That's
you know what I
so-
mean.
yeah.
The
That's
name to the
who
face.
Holy
lives. I
shit,
love this
that's
shit.
real. Good
It's
job,
so,
man.
it's so apropos.
The name
I
to the
know
face.
You're so smart, man.
Listen,
They're like, "Are you
I went to law school, guys. I don't know if you know this.
Oh.
Yeah.
How'd you do? How'd you do?
Cheers, everybody.
I graduated.
Yeah, you
Cheers.
did.
Woo!
Drink to that.
Law degree.
You gotta drink every time Matt brings up law school,
law school?
or the cult.
Bill,
Just
lead-
let it
Bill
go,
leads
man.
me into it.
Let it go.
Wouldn't it be great if I could just let go of all the trauma
If
and
we all
not
could,
and
it's
not
simple.
do stand up comedy and just have a normal fucking life? Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Nah,
It would be terrible. I
It sounds
fucking hate
expensive. It
normal
sounds like a lot
life.
of therapy. It
sounds
like,
boring.
God, I have so much money on therapy.
Yeah.
Sounds
So
boring.
much
helping?
money.
Helping?
I mean, it's helped immensely,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I'm still. I mean,
How much?
Yeah.
how much money have I spent on therapy?
Mm,
Thousands,
yeah.
thousands, and
course of
thousands,
how
and
many
thousands.
Can't you write that off?
10 years, something like that.
Can't you get like something back for that money?
You can't write shit off. I mean, you can write off whatever you want.
No.
I don't know how to make it a business expense.
I
You have a
think if
law
it's-
degree, Matt. Come
Yeah.
on.
Well,
Can't you get?
listen, it's not an accounting degree, Bill.
Can't you get insurance? Can you insurance to pay for some of it if it's considered
Probably.
Medical, if it's
I've-
deemed a medical.
I've spent the majority of my life without insurance
Okay.
because when
'Cause
you grow up in a cult, there's no
Oh, that's
insurance.
right. That's
Is that
right.
another
Yeah.
drinking game?
Your mom is the witch doctor who
Fixes everybody.
who fixes everybody and births the babies, and you don't go to the doctor.
That's sexy.
That's
It is sexy. It's not sexy at all, actually. It's pretty gross.
Pretty gross.
I don't know if you've ever
I
watched
don't know what
a
it is,
baby
though.
be born.
I don't know what it
but,
is.
You
What do
watched a
you guys are
baby born?
young. You
I've
guys are
seen
young.
my
so
baby
maybe you're
born.
not here
Yeah.
yet.
Oh man.
I've watched one of my kids come right out of the vagina.
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
Ooh,
Did it
man.
change your
My
life
buddy
like
had
they say it
had a
does?
baby today. The guy who gave me the
Did you-
couch had
You got a baby today?
Yeah.
Congratulations, guy who gave Bill a couch.
Congratulations
Good
to
dude.
John and Claire.
Yeah, John and
John
Claire.
and Claire.
What was that?
Good for them.
I asked you what
About
did
your
I ask?
baby?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What was it like
Does
to watch
change
it
your
come
life
out?
when you see a baby? You see your baby born, or a baby born?
Was it beautiful,
It,
or was it like you just like
it's
stunned
weird.
by
it's,
the biology?
It's weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. It's
a
weird.
weird feeling.
It's just weird to watch a fucking human being come out of another human being.
Mm.
Yeah, that's.
It's just a strange situation.
Never actually seen the birth,
And
they've
they've
always
got-
seen like they
yeah.
just pull it out,
Right.
and I can imagine what it looks like.
the immediate aftermath, but
Yeah,
not the
but I've
actual.
never actually watched it do it, and
Right.
I just
Neither
don't.
have I.
I don't want to.
Mm.
I
Why?
don't. It's
So there was three. There was
weird.
I got three
Yeah, it's
kids,
weird, yeah.
so three different situations, three different scenarios. The first one was a C-section.
You could say 3 rooms.
Yeah.
Matt Walker, directed by Matt Walker.
By Matt Walker. The first one was a C-section, and I was in the surgery room with her, and they have this curtain up, and I happened to peek around the curtain just in time to see them scoop all her guts out and set them on her stomach, which was like, all right, I'm not going to look on the other side of the curtain again. So that was that
Have to roll with
experience.
That stuff.
That's a bad wizard.
That's that. You don't want to see
That's
that.
the bad wizard.
That's
Boz.
that's why you don't look behind the curtain, because it could be a human being running the giant head, or it could be a pile of guts.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't know what you're gonna see.
Did it look like pizza kind of?
It looked like a pile of guts.
Yeah.
Like pizza?
Was
Did
it
you say
so-
pizza?
I've seen enough
That was
piles
a
of
dumb
guts.
thing to
So-
say. I just
Yeah.
for
Well,
whatever reason
I didn't
wanted
see like any
I wanted to
movements,
think his,
but it's just
his
like
ex-wife's
here's a lot of
guts looked
guts.
like
Yeah,
Pizza the
yeah.
Hut from Spaceballs.
Pizza the Hut. That's funny.
Oh my god.
Pizza the Hut.
Pizza
Just
the
had that
Hut.
image when he's like, "Oh, it
Yeah.
just turned. It was like a pile of guts," and I didn't even think of a pile of guts.
Less
until-
cheese.
Yeah,
Less cheese. Less cheese, more pepperoni. That's what it looks like.
Full links,
Lots of sauce.
full links,
Extra,
lots of
extra
sauce.
sauce.
extra
Yeah.
saucy.
And then
Oh,
watching the
this is
baby
meat
come out of a
sweats.
vagina is
Just
just
as meat sweats.
This is me.
it's
Welcome.
just interesting.
This is it.
It is interesting.
Middle of the show.
Fucking
plug.
love it.
Yeah.
No plug, shameless.
What are we plugging?
Our
podcast?
Ourselves.
Hey, if you're listening to the podcast right now, this is Meat Sweats the podcast. Matt Walker and Bill Laskowski here with
Matthew, the talent.
Alex and Jake Yardley.
Wow, identity issues.
I
Wow.
love your
Fresh off their hit show at Comedy Off Main Street called...
Twins.
What the fuck is the name of your show?
Aftermath.
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 I was on it. I
Did
should
you see how
remember.
I plugged mine? But when we were talking about babies, I said the aftermath of the baby.
Oh, shit.
Deep cut.
Right
Deep
here, this
cut.
guy.
There. Say the word more.
Deep
that's
cuts
all.
into a sirloin on meat sweats.
Fucking A, man.
Sweats.
It's just a
It's
solid,
meaty
solid
sweats.
song.
Tell me about your kids, guys.
Our kids?
Yeah.
Succulent kids.
So
So
succulent.
nice kids.
And they're,
Yeah.
they're just
I don't think you should ever say that about your own kids.
No,
Just
no.
FYI, I'm gonna throw you some advice.
No.
Succulent's
It's a-
not even a word,
It's
I don't think.
succulent?
Yeah.
succulent.
Supple.
Succulent.
Supple.
Supple,
Sure,
succulent.
but
You
I
were
wouldn't-
trying to
I
combine
was trying to get.
supple
I
and
was going for a very
succulent.
weird.
Succulent.
That's all right.
Listen,
That's
it's okay.
fine.
I wasn't gonna call you out on
It's a
it.
new word.
I was just gonna
like
say
it.
you
Succulent
should.
sounds like it should be
You
a
should.
word.
You
should.
should start a hashtag. I started a
If
hashtag.
if
hashtag
I said
fatboy
supplement, what
problems.
would you think? What would you think the definition is?
Supplement. I mean, I'd
Supplement.
feel like it's a very supple supplement. Maybe.
Oh yeah, it's
Okay,
a,
like a
Or
Like
it's
a-
I
it's
would
a
think
suck.
it's a-
it's like an
a supple
infomercial type
succulent,
thing, right?
like plant.
A
It's
supple
like
succulent. There you go.
Supple
Oh,
succulent.
supple
Succulent.
Oh, that's hard to say. Supple suck. But fuck it.
Yeah, you're
Shit,
that list precludes you from
Sounds-
saying those words.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not. I shouldn't name your show that.
No, don't name your fucking
Couldn't
show
say
that.
it.
Don't name your podcast. What was the word again?
Supple succulents.
Supple succulents.
Supple.
Tommy's titties.
Tommy
Tommy's.
Hilfiger. There was a piece of shit right there.
Why was he a piece of
I
shit?
don't know. I'm
Did
pretty
you
sure
know?
he was racist.
Did you know, Tommy?
Was he?
Tommy Hilfiger, I'm pretty sure he's racist.
Racist
Is he?
against.
I don't know anything about
black
mean,
folks?
Black folks, I'm pretty sure. Just all
Chinese folks?
ethnicities.
Where are you
Probably.
getting this? Is this-
I mean, I could Google it right now.
I mean, you
you've got
could
the
Google
internet.
I
it.
You
could.
look at
I
you.
could.
He does
Google
have the
it. I
interwebs.
do have the
The
interwebs.
interwebs.
I have the interwebs too, as do both of you.
Mm.
But I'm not going to get on my interwebs right now.
No, I don't want to.
No, you're a lazy boy. Look at that. I love the way you sit in the chair.
But
It is.
listen-
it's a
Beautiful
power
way of
pose, and I
sitting
really
in-
appreciate it.
I came
I
here
like
to
it.
do two things: talk to the Yardleys and be comfortable.
Boom.
Let's do it.
And we're doing both. I think
We're doing both of them right now.
we're doing great.
That's not really how people usually say that. Usually they're like, "And I just ran out of bubble gum." But I switch things up, Bill. I do things my way.
I
Okay.
like the way you do
Lot
things.
of
You know
bubble
what?
gum.
You know what they
Lot of
call
bubble
me?
gum.
Criticize.
You know what they call me?
El Capitan.
They call me Matt because that's my name.
The
They
talent.
call
Something-
you El Capitan.
No one's
They
ever
call
called me
you
that
the
before.
talent.
The talent? Yeah.
Big T. Big T. Big
I think that's my new stage name.
Big
Pardon
T.
everyone.
The big talent.
No, just the talent.
The talent.
The
Yeah.
talent.
No, I think it should be Matt
No.
the Talent Walker.
No, just the talent. I'm
That's great
just-
too because
I'm
it sounds
just-
like you're walking the talent out of the building because you're so good.
Oh my god.
Bill, I'm sure you've walked people before. I don't. That's not what
Oh,
it means.
dude, I walked.
That would be so
um,
confusing for a stage manager.
I
They're like, we have the
walked-
talent here. Right, but which one?
Please
No, no,
welcome to the
talent.
stage, the talent. Everyone's looking around, and be like,
that's
"Am I
so-
the talent tonight?" Like,
You know what
stage
walks
manager
hurt the worst is when you walk comics. Like when you walk a comic that you like.
oh yeah.
and they're like
yeah.
listening to you, like they've been listening to everybody,
like,
and
"Oh, I
then
respect you a lot."
are the one who
Oh,
uncorked
man.
them from their
Yeah.
chair and make
I-
them go inside or something.
I always tell myself,
That's a bad night.
they just had to go. They just
Nah,
had to,
they
was-
didn't.
had to go.
Nah,
It
they
wasn't me.
didn't.
I
They
hate-
didn't.
That's there's nothing
There's so many
worse.
times I've watched Andy Steinberg walk out of a room, and I've just been like,
No.
ah,
Really?
Andy's
Oh my God.
done.
He's out.
There's nothing worse than seeing that person that you're super nervous to do comedy in front of, because it's like, God, I really want this person to see me too good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just see him
Yep,
just
and
take
then
off
you
out of the
just-
back of the room,
Doesn't care.
and
Hey,
you
what was
start
that?
crying a little bit,
Just a little.
just get a little
though.
sad in your heart,
Right.
and then your set goes to shit.
What is it? Why do we all want the people, like the other comedians, to like us? Why is that like? It seems universal. Almost.
Because I want everyone to like me.
Yeah.
That's
You think that's so that you think that's what draws people to comedy?
the narcissism of it, the
Just-
want of attention.
It's just like you want everybody.
Well, that's
to
definitely
like,
part of it
yeah.
for sure.
I think it's a big part of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%. Yeah.
if you're totally fucking fine and cool and you don't need attention and you're just like, I don't do people are people there are people like that who do stand up comedy? I mean, they probably
think-
didn't
I
start
think,
that way.
Uh, I think some people like the challenge of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
You know what I mean? Like
craft
as
of
it as more of an art.
the
Yeah.
craft of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
All
think
right, so you
'cause I
guys,
like
you
thinking
guys
it
are
that way
talking
as
about
well.
comedy. It's a no-no. Fucking comedy.
Listen,
talk.
listen,
Oh,
Bill.
Oh, we can't do
Gross.
that.
This
on
came
the-
out.
Yeah, I'm-
This came up
listen, we can get
naturally,
back to-
and we're
yeah.
doing it.
We're talking about Tommy Hilfiger still.
No,
down
we're
for
not.
that.
We're
No,
not.
we're not. We're not.
Because-
Let's
take
because-
that
I
out.
said,
Rule
I
down.
said Hilfiger was a racist.
Hillfinger.
Hillfinger.
No,
That's your
definitely.
stage name.
It's
That's
Hillfinger.
Hillfinger.
Coming up next, Hillfinger.
He'll finger you. Am I right? Oh!
I love the
There might be
DJ.
an
I love the
allegation
DJ
like that.
voice.
There
The
might be
DJ
an-
voice is fun.
There might be an allegation.
Coming up next.
Here we go.
Every punchline.
At the tins. Traffic at the tins.
What's up?
There's a
Every
ru-
time Bill starts saying something, I'm gonna do radio DJ
I don't want
voice.
you to do that.
Okay.
Bill Laskowski coming in with Tommy Hilfiger
Okay,
news.
guys, let's let Bill talk. Let's let Bill
Fresh
talk.
on the
Let's let Bill
tins.
talk.
You son
Okay,
of a
Bill,
bitch.
Bill, whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready.
I'll get mad.
Go!
Anyway, 96, there's a rumor stating that like Hilfiger said he didn't want minorities wearing his clothing, and it was
What?
it was untrue. And then Oprah had him on to dispel the rumor. So,
Oprah, she
Um,
does it all. Doesn't
So-
she?
Oprah
so
really
they cleared
does.
the air. They
Like
cleared the
she
air.
gives back to the poor white man hurt by a salacious rumor.
Did you guys see?
Because if Oprah doesn't, who will?
yeah.
Bringing the races
Ellen.
together.
Ellen will.
Ellen doesn't have as much juice as Oprah.
Well, I
Yeah,
feel like she
Ellen's-
just took that
I mean,
audience.
Ellen
though,
is
you
the
know? She's just-
millennial Oprah for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
That's what I think. Yeah.
100%.
How dare you?
Mm,
You don't think that? I'm
How
not
dare
saying
you.
she's
No,
Oprah. I'm saying
how
she's the
dare you.
millennial Oprah.
no.
You don't see that?
Not at all.
Dude, I feel like because
No.
Oprah doesn't do her show anymore.
I
I
think
know.
Oprah's audience
I'm
went to Ellen. 'Cause
Yes,
she's not
yes.
around on the air anymore.
I mean, you're
Her-
right,
Who else
but
are they going to listen
I
to?
don't.
is
She's
Ellen.
not.
So now Ellen has that audience
not
kind of built
comparative.
in.
I don't
and-
think she has the same social impact. I think
Okay.
that's.
Okay,
I
that's
think that's
fair.
the one thing.
Tell you
And I
what.
think
That's
because
fair.
Ellen started as a comic
Yeah,
and then
that's
went
true.
to having a show, I just think that makes it a
It's
little bit
less,
different.
It's a little more fun. It's not a sincere
It's-
kind
I
of
think it's-
impact.
Oprah would have never done the goddamn Gangnam style dance.
Yeah,
on
you don't
air.
think? I mean,
No.
Oprah had
Oh,
some.
oh,
Oprah
wouldn't
had
have
some
Oh,
pizzazz.
oh, had
Yeah.
swagger,
You don't think
but
Oprah
oh, was a
had-
classy
I think,
lady.
I could see Oprah
Well,
dabbing. I guarantee it.
I've seen.
she would have.
my
She's
my
in a
uncle
movie
used to
now.
live by Oprah's one of Oprah's estates in
Uh.
North Barrington, Illinois,
Okay.
and this place was fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like the
Where was it?
house
Sorry.
in North Barrington, Illinois. So it's like
Okay,
a
cool.
suburb, like
That's right,
45
that's right.
minutes out of Chicago.
Yeah.
She had a helicopter pad on the property.
As
just-
one does.
Wow,
As one
why
does
wouldn't
if
you?
you're O.
If you're
you're
O,
O.
if
That's
you're
where we go.
O, I love.
Oh, what if the lady
What
pad was
up?
just an O?
You know what's fucked up?
But it
I
was
had
the
an- I-
Oprah O.
the
It was the
Oprah O,
long
yeah.
one.
I love
I
it.
had an aunt who really loved Oprah, and she named her black lab Oprah.
Oh.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
How's
That's
that
a
lab
great
doing?
name.
I just you shouldn't do that, right?
No. So
You
here-
shouldn't do that, right?
I'm gonna throw this
You
out.
shouldn't have done
Not-
that.
not
That's
another
not a
living-
good thing to do.
Yeah.
I was gonna get a black cat
No, you weren't,
and name it
Bill.
the 45th president of the United States of America, Barack Obama.
No,
Like that whole thing. That whole thing was gonna be its name.
Such a long.
And that's
name.
the only way you can ever refer to the cat.
Was it gonna be
Like
a light black cat?
it was gonna have some white running down its chest.
And one paw was always curled. One paw just curled.
Sorry, everybody.
He's got one paw. He just puts
Yeah,
up his
one
one
paw,
paw
one
and he's just
paw.
like,
No.
I want my kitty treats.
Yeah,
Now that was
I love
more of
how
a
you-
bush, but
no,
you
I
know,
love how you're
Change,
JFK thumbing.
buddy,
My
buddy,
litter.
this is it.
This is it.
Right
It's the
here.
short.
Change
It's
my
the
litter.
short high
It's
five,
this.
or
It's
the
this.
short high five. The short
the thumb
thumbs
and,
up.
Yeah, right here.
This
Thumb
is
here,
JFK's
and
thumbs up.
You just
You think JFK,
JFK
was right here?
This was JFK's
Oh,
thumbs
it's
up.
a very
Classic.
political-
And then,
it's a
and then
political
Obama is
thing.
a little lower, right?
No,
Dude,
Or
Clinton
is
had
it
one
the
of
same?
these.
Clinton
Clinton
had one of these.
Clinton had one. Clinton was like this.
Yeah, Clinton. did one.
Obama is
He-
the.
I
the
thought he was
same.
like
True,
here.
true,
I
true.
thought he was like he points with the knuckle.
Oh,
He's
you
like,
think he? Oh no, I think you're right.
I think that's
Obama
his
had a very
thing.
large index area.
Yeah, yeah.
This is good. Probably had great penmanship. Can you imagine what Obama?
Well, he played
had?
basketball,
Yeah,
right?
big
Have you seen his
He played
signature? He's got a
basketball.
beautiful signature.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
wow.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does. You're right.
Think about how many times he does it, right? He practices them.
Oh fuck.
You know?
You gotta do
Have you ever
sign
seen?
so
Have
much
you
stuff.
seen them sign those bills where they use like 20 fucking pens?
Yep, and then each
Yeah,
each
and you
one gets
give it out or whatever?
I would never fucking be
20
able to do that.
pens.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that
Because
you can
they-
give them
yeah.
out.
And you can officially say that this was the pen used to sign his name on our important document.
So they
which is
mostly
film.
do it like if it's your bill,
Ugh.
if it's your bill that you're sponsoring through the
That's
house,
so political.
they'll
It's
give you
so-
a pen.
What do you
It's
do with
very
that
fun.
pen? Like, do they hang it?
They
Like, what do
probably
frame it?
sound.
You
them-
put
they
it in a
probably do
fucking box.
sounding
Whatever.
techniques
What the
with
fuck?
them.
Yeah.
No, they sit there and they stick them up their fucking stretched out dick holes because they're weirdos.
Bill, that's
Stretched
I
inappropriate.
out.
want
dick holes.
fucking.
Bill, we're talking
Bill
about hey,
pens.
Hey, when
hey,
the stretch out
Bill.
doesn't feel as
Stupid.
good.
This
you
is
know?
politics we're talking about.
Dare you,
Bite
Bill.
your tongue.
The prestige.
Take your pie talk away from our
Did you
U.S.
say
government.
pie talk?
I said
Is it
potty
Pie
talk.
talk.
Potty
Oh,
talk.
Potty talk.
I
Yeah.
thought you said
I was
pie
like-
talk,
I thought you said pie talk.
which
Listen.
I'm very interested in.
Can you guys? Can I
What's your
tell you
favorite
guys?
pie?
Pie? Where we
I'm gonna tell you
going?
guys.
Matt, do you have something against
Mac-
pie?
Pumpernickel?
No, I love pie.
You
I
fucking
did a very
Pie
fat
or
thing
cake?
the other
Apple?
day.
Pie or cake?
Oh, go ahead.
Depends.
Can we go around? the
I'm
circle and say
more.
pie or cake?
I'm more
Pie
of a
cake.
cake fan than pie.
Pie.
You
Pie.
go cake?
What about you?
I'm pie for
Pie.
sure.
I'm
Pie.
more a cake than
Pie.
pie.
Really?
'Cause
Yeah.
You could, well, you can
It's the
do
icing?
because if you want to do like a super like decadent pie, you can do like one of those chocolate mousse pies,
Yeah.
and they're
Mm,
just
yeah.
fucking.
If you want to do a
Listen,
super
bar-
decadent cake, you have a fucking ice cream cake.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with me, bro. I'll come at you. with
Ice
this
cream
shit.
cake
No,
is-
don't.
I fuck
isn't
with ice cream
cake.
cake.
Yes,
a
it
lot.
is.
It's its
Yes, it
own
is.
animal. It's
No,
ice cream.
It's fucking cake.
It's ice cream.
It's a
I
cake.
would categorize
cream.
it as cake, but it wouldn't make
It's
me
cake
say
ice
that
cream.
cake's better than pie.
There's no cake batter in a fucking ice cream cake.
Yeah, there
They
is.
have those crunchy things.
Oh, the
No,
Oreo?
sometimes there's
Yeah.
actual cake
Yeah.
in the ice cream cake.
Well, then that's shit ice cream cake.
It's like
No.
frozen frosting.
Listen, Bill, you're out of your fucking element here, okay? I'm gonna ask you to back off.
What, you eating red velvet like some kind of fucking weirdo?
No, red velvet's disgusting.
Goddamn
I
right.
want to tell you guys
Carrot?
about
You like
Yeah.
carrot?
carrot
I
cake's
love
good.
carrot
cake.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
carrot
good.
cake's
Carrot
delicious.
cake is.
I don't
really
go to my way for carrot cake though.
I don't
No,
go
but
out of my
If
way
it's
for carrot
there,
cake.
I like it.
No,
but
I
I-
would-
if
put it-
mom's like, "Hey, would you want to take home some of this carrot cake?" You're just like, "Fuck yeah, I'll take
Yeah,
it."
Yeah,
free
free
carrot
carrot
cake. Yeah.
but I'm not gonna.
Free carrot
I'm not
cake?
gonna go to my way to get it.
Nah.
I went to
Nah, I'm not gonna
Flagstaff.
order it.
I went to
Yeah.
Flagstaff last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
On the way home for the first time ever, I stopped by the old Rock Springs pie place.
Ooh, Rock Springs pies.
Yeah, in
I don't,
between.
I don't know what that is. I don't know
It's
what
that
is.
fucking pie place in between Flagstaff and Phoenix that always has the billboards. Come here for world famous pie.
Oh wow.
I stopped and bought myself a pie. I bought
Wow.
myself
You ate that
Well,
whole
okay,
thing.
well,
A
Tell me
pie.
it's
How-
living up to
how
the
long?
billboard here.
How
huh?
long?
a pecan pie.
Pecan. Wait,
Ooh.
out of they have like every pie, don't they?
Pecan pie is
like
one of my
that, fellas.
favorites.
And
Pecans-
pecan's your absolute favorite out of anything?
It's one of them. Key lime pie,
One of them.
Ooh,
Ooh,
pecan
nah.
pie.
Key lime's good.
Nah.
Pecan though, wow.
like a
that's-
chocolate cream
that's
pie,
dark horse.
coconut
I
cream
feel like
pie.
I need milk
Chocolate
with a pecan
cream,
pie. Like you gotta have a glass of milk.
It would have been better
Oh.
if I had a glass. It was an amazing fucking pie. I
Yeah,
ate it
yeah.
4 days, I think.
4 days.
Yeah, 4 days. Yeah.
Okay. It's a,
Yeah, it was
it's
a big ass
big-
pie. It was a
uh,
big fucking pie.
a big
Yeah.
old
Drizzling
piece of
anything
pie.
on that? What are we
Nah.
doing?
No,
Bastard.
go right
no,
at it.
you don't need to. On
The
a
only
pecan
thing you ever
pie.
need, the only ever thing you may want is like you heat it up, you put a little slice,
I would.
Cheese?
like
You a
vanilla
cheese guy?
ice cream.
I would
Oh,
never
yeah. Do
heat
you-
up
Do
a
you guys
pecan
do
pie.
cheese?
No?
No.
I
Just
hate
a
the
little
cheese
bit,
thing.
not
No,
much.
I wouldn't.
Our grandpa does that.
He does the cheese?
Cheese
Cheese with his
apple
pie?
Have you
and
tried it?
I don't
no.
want to.
It
Have you done
doesn't-
it?
No.
Seems like opposites.
I haven't
to
tried
me.
it either.
Sometimes
It bothers
opposi-
me.
but sometimes
I've never had the
opposites are
opportunity
good.
either, and I don't know if I.
Yeah.
You ever
take
had it?
I don't
Apple
even-
and cheese though.
An apple and cheese is delicious.
Apple and cheese is really good.
If you
I
eat
think-
sliced
Really?
apple
Try
and
a
like some
sliced
sharp
apple
cheddar,
with, like,
Really?
yeah, really
fucking
What
delicious.
kind of cheese?
sharp cheddar,
Sharp cheddar.
or just something that's
Okay.
like a harder cheese.
Yeah.
a harder with a little bite, a tangier cheese,
That's
like a
interesting. It's like-
Dubliner, like an
Dubliner,
yeah, a Dubliner like Irish.
But it's like a cream,
Motherfuckers.
like a-
My co-host knows his cheese.
Look at me,
Look at
Cheese
the
and
man.
pies
Look at
and
me.
cake.
He
and
has
ice
been
cream cake.
impacted for 30 years. everybody.
guys. If I need to
You
go,
heard it here first.
I need to go wash my butthole out. That's what Bill's trying to say. I need to stick a
We're,
hose up
we're
there
actually
and
gonna,
just
we're
get a
actually gonna
whole
go
rinse.
take a Meat Sweats outing to get Matt a coffee enema.
I would be down with that.
You would be down with
yeah,
that?
A what?
absolutely.
Coffee enema.
Yeah.
We're
What
gonna
is it?
get
What is
coffee
that?
It's supposed to
colonics.
really
What
like
is that?
clean you out.
You're gonna
Oh,
shoot.
oh,
They
just
shoot
kinda
coffee
like-
up your butt.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's kind of
Supposed to be good for your
Yeah.
gut
It
biome.
better
Wanna
only
go?
be
You
espresso.
guys
That's
wanna
the only
go?
stuff
It's
I
a what?
shoot up my
Supposed to be
butt.
good for your gut biome. Your
Yeah.
butt biome.
Oh,
oh,
Matt's
back at the
tins. Butt guy.
Never me too.
oh shit. Yeah, your butt biome. Yeah,
Anybody
you
need
guys
a
should
beer?
come watch. Yeah, get me a beer, Bill, while you're
Beer?
up.
Sure, yeah, I'd
And
love
make
a
sure
beer.
our levels are good. I'm just gonna have a conversation here
Here we are.
with the Yardleys,
Here we
Alex
are.
and Jake. Bill, I'm on right now, buddy. This is all I got going for me in my life. Everything else is falling apart.
Hey, brings the best DJ out. It brings the best DJ out.
Hey, Matt and Bill back again with some Metallica. hey.
That's 7 and 7.
You're a goal now.
Yeah. Anyways,
That
We
was
gotta- we gotta
different.
back
There was
up
a
on the
different
I-9.
episode.
that was a
cover.
different episode.
That was
yeah.
a different episode.
Sometimes I
cover.
just slip. in
We
the
have
Metallica.
covered James Hetfield at length,
Who's that?
at nauseum. The lead singer
Not
of
long enough.
Metallica. Fucking show some respect.
Do you guys even know who
Goddamn little
Metallica is?
millennial pieces of shit.
It's one of those houses.
I don't
Okay.
know if I'm a millennial.
You are a
I-
millennial.
I am.
Yeah.
When were you
Why?
born? When were you born?
Technically,
87?
I'm a
87?
millennial too. So
Really? What
I
is
thought I was
Technically.
generation
no,
Z?
Y,
Y.
Z,
no,
Zika.
you're a millennial.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Welcome.
This sucks.
Welcome.
Here we are.
You guys are way worse than I am, though. Like,
What
I
does
have a
that
production
Yeah. What
job.
does that mean? Jesus
Whoa.
Christ.
I've been working for fucking years.
Whoa.
I worked
Well,
through
93,
school.
man. So that's, I mean, it's, what you said, 87?
You guys were born
87.
in '93.
No, and in
Same year as
93.
my brother.
Yeah.
actually,
Well,
So-
it's
I
hardly
think.
93 December, so
Yeah.
almost
I'm
93.
trying to think what I was doing in '93.
Yeah, Dan was born in June of '93.
I would have been 10. I was 10 years old.
Where are
You're
you
doing
from?
a 10
Good
in,
age,
in
yeah.
'93.
Where are you
Maddie.
from?
You're in the cult.
Payson.
You've seen.
I'm not from
birth.
Payson.
Well,
I'm
You're
not
from
from
me?
anywhere. I was born.
he was
From the street.
he was
No
born
man. From the
just like
desert.
Pastor
I am a
Mike
no man.
punched
From the desert.
punched into the earth by
Weren't
God's
you
fist.
birthed out
pretty
of a
much.
cactus?
That's what I heard.
In the
I
middle of
heard
the desert?
actually
That's the word on
that
the
you were shot
Out of a cannon.
out of a cannon
Yep.
From Ringling Brothers,
from
but it was the first
outer
show.
space.
You're all wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was summoned in a cauldron
That's not what
in,
you were
in
going
a
to
witch's ceremony, and I was the reincarnation of the cult god. That's why I'm here.
Where they were disappointed.
They were super disappointed. They were like, "This kid has a tiny dick. Like, we expected a much bigger dick on this cult god." Lied to.
Why did we call him Colt God?
Yeah.
That should
I
be
was,
our
it's
DJ
bad
name.
name. We
It's a DJ
I
name.
was born
That's
in
why-
Austin,
that's why-
Texas,
That's
guys.
why they told
Austin,
him. That's why
Texas?
he's
Yeah.
called him Matthew.
So at 10, you were in Texas?
No, I was here. We moved here when I was 3, so I've been in Arizona since
So-
I was 3. So 31 years I've been here. And we lived in Mesa until I was like 12. So we still lived in Mesa when you guys were born.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Wow,
how
look at
sweet. A sweet moment between us. We didn't even know we shared that
You,
connection.
you
at us,
boys
where we
are
were.
you boys are from what? Delaware.
Close. Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
PA.
Delaware.
I don't know.
I
why. They just
am
got a Delaware.
from-
The boys
Tri-state.
here, they got a Delaware feel.
Delaware.
Delaware. It's that Flacco. Joe Flacco.
It's that Flacco look that we don't pay a lot of sales taxes look.
Yeah.
That's it. No, we're
That's
Pennsylvania
that's
outside of Philly,
Outside of
But
Philly.
our
which is
mom
why
gr-
we're huge sports fans, and like
Yeah.
Philly is.
Yeah.
And our
Doing great.
mom lived in New Jersey, so we did split
So
custody.
she's in the mafia.
So back
So
and
she's in
forth.
the
She
mafia. She's very
does-
Italian. Jersey
sure she
Shore.
is.
We actually went to those beaches.
Yeah.
We went there.
Did
We
you
actually
get,
saw
did you
them
get an STD
filming.
there?
That
Just
was
walking
it.
around?
No, good thing. No.
Some herp. The herp.
Hey, now.
Dirty herp.
Caught it in the
Oh,
water though.
my.
Caught it
Yeah.
in the
No,
water.
that's exactly where I would expect you two to catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
Just kidding, you're beautiful men.
Stop it. bro.
Stop,
Beautiful.
stop attacking
Flattery
our
will
guests
get
at
you
all.
nowhere.
It's gonna
bro.
get me
Is this what
everywhere. It's
happened?
got
How
me.
dare
It's got
you.
me into Alex's pants before.
Hey now. We said we wouldn't talk about it.
I mean,
Dog.
we're talking.
So you guys are Philly sports fans.
Philly
Huge.
sports
Dude, it's
fans?
an incredible time to be
Eagles?
also
Philly sports fan.
76ers turned the shit around like this season. They are now on a 10-game win streak, are third in the conference.
How many
And
Allen Iverson jerseys?
Dude,
did you
oh wait,
have
wait, wait!
stolen?
Listen to this. So when we played basketball,
Fucking loved Allen Iverson. I didn't even
Gr-
fucking.
he was so
I didn't
great,
even
man.
remember.
We-
no, you're just
he's
cool.
great. He's fucking
We
awesome.
didn't-
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah, it's inked up. It's good. Go ahead.
well, when we were growing up playing basketball, we didn't ever play organized basketball. We just
Yeah.
played with our friends.
Yeah.
And Allen Iverson was our big, like, he was a
Everybody-
hero.
everybody
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
had his
So
jersey,
my like when I learned to play basketball, just the worst fundamentals.
Oh,
All we know how to do is crossovers like crazy. And I
No
never
layups.
learned organized basketball,
No
but I always
layups.
played with friends.
Yeah.
So like our basketball skills are just fucking weird. They're just like trying to do crossovers and
Really?
like crazy like circus shots.
I'm
but
only good at the circus shots, but
Yeah.
I can't hit a layup. To
can't
save
do
my
it.
life.
Yeah,
for
free
real?
throw.
Yeah, I can make
I mean, I
really weird
can't. I
shots.
can't shoot basketball at all.
Did you guys ever play basketball growing up?
I played a little bit. The cult school I went to, which was it was a home
Drink.
school that got turned into a charter school so that we could siphon money off the Arizona government.
As you do.
As
you do.
As one does
Yeah.
when you're in a
It's,
cult.
it's business savvy
we
when you're
played,
in a cult.
yeah, we played basketball
There's
there
another cult.
a little bit, like across like central Arizona, a bunch of weird, like tiny ass fucking schools.
But was it organized though, like referees
Yeah,
and the whole
yeah,
whole nine?
yeah.
Nice.
I played 1 year of rec ball in town.
Nice.
Basketball was
Didn't
not
you
my
guys
sport,
have
though.
like so like I assume you guys were in a bigger community? Do you have like in school you had like class A? There was like class A schools and there were like double A schools.
Oh, for
triple-
sports?
Yeah, for sports.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did our
Do you guys play any competitive sports?
football.
We
We
did
did,
football for
yeah.
like 10 years.
Really?
Did you?
Yeah. So,
Safeties?
Corner.
Corner?
Yeah,
Okay.
we were like
We moved around a lot though.
Yeah.
Middle-
Yeah, growing up we played center
You
and
look
then we
like
did
you're quick.
linebacker.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But it was like the league we played in, it was so run heavy. So like as a corner, we just did run support.
We-
So it was just
yeah.
like
Yeah.
We were like outside linebackers basically.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
pretty much.
blocking.
Just
Just
yeah,
clearing the
running in
play out.
blocks and
Yeah.
and cleaning up sweep plays and stuff like that.
Are either of you boys Donovan McNabb fans?
oh, we have wait.
yeah,
We got a
I
couple
think,
of
I
tales.
think the
You tell
table
first
just
one.
raised an inch when you said Donovan McNabb.
Well,
they're gonna be so excited when I tell them what's next. But,
Oh,
but I
great,
want to
great.
hear what you were gonna
Is it
say.
Donovan
Okay, so
story?
growing up, like favorite.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Okay,
Listen,
yeah.
listen. Me and
We
you,
have a
me
couple.
and you guys will be hanging out soon once you know what I know about Mr. McNabb.
Oh,
all right.
I'm so excited. Okay, yeah, we like
What
huge
do you know,
hero.
his dick size or what's going on?
I know where to find him.
Oh, that's even
Oh,
crazier.
that's
Okay,
even
okay.
crazy. Yeah, we don't need that.
My daughter plays softball in the same league as his daughter.
Are you
Oh,
kidding?
really?
I'm
Yeah.
not fucking around.
So you go hang out with Donovan?
No
I've
way.
never gone and hung out with them. They're not on the same
Our
fucking team.
12-year-old
But
self-
But
also, like,
like you
freaking out.
see him, you see him when he's
oh yeah,
if they're
he
playing?
is a
Well, he lives in
giant
Arizona. Yeah, he lives in
motherfucker.
Arizona.
Yeah, I mean he was
He's
a
huge.
crazy athlete.
Yeah.
Crazy,
But he's
athlete.
like, what's shocking about him is how big he is.
How big?
Yeah.
He's
I've
fucking
heard-
huge.
I've heard
Like,
stories of people playing basketball because he played basketball
Yeah.
at Syracuse.
You know what I think was because we ran into him twice. We have two Donovan stories, but his chest is so big.
I feel like
His
any
chest
quarterback.
is like massive.
Yeah, any quarterback though, I feel like is gonna have like.
You kind of have.
That's
to,
where they're
right?
built at. Like,
Yeah.
That's why they can throw so fucking hard.
yeah.
to me, he's more built like a linebacker or like a
Yeah.
defensive line. That's what I was impressed
Right.
of when I ran into him. It was
Yeah.
like, holy shit.
Well,
dude.
Donovan McNabb, he was really famous for being able to just like shrug motherfuckers off.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, he could juke too.
Yeah.
it was
He
really
was
cool.
quick.
He
Yeah.
was
he
a
was
very,
quick,
fun player
and he
to watch.
but he was like super like Troy Aikman was like the running joke of you just fucking touch him and he wilts.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Like
Pocket
and
passer.
McNabb was just an animal on the field
Yeah.
and I don't even fucking watch football and I
Yeah.
know this.
Yeah. The Eagles have always had athletic quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They had Mike Vick, like Randall Cunningham. They've always had just like
I
fast,
remember
like
Randall
athletes.
Cunningham back in the day.
They had the garbage man.
the garbage man.
Yeah, didn't you ever watch that Disney movie? That Disney DVD movie?
Oh.
The Garbage Man with Tony Danza?
No,
With Tony Danza.
Yeah,
No,
it was
I
all
haven't
about
seen
how
it.
it was the Philadelphia
Angela.
Eagles. The Philadelphia
That
Eagles
was my
put
Tony
out
Danza
a
impression.
public
Thank you.
a public tryout, and the Garbage Man went and tried out to be a kicker.
Are you talking about Mark
Invincible?
Wahlberg
Invincible, the movie.
with Mark Wahlberg?
No. Was that Mark
That's
Wahlberg?
Invincible?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, there was
And-
there was a fucking Tony Danza movie that was on Disney Channel.
I'm
That was him kicking his garbage truck.
This
to
sounds
get
like the
it to
same
start.
plot.
But
it sounds like the
That's
same
so
plot.
funny.
it really does.
Hilarious.
I gotta find the fucking.
I
Tony
wonder
Danza
if they
movie.
made that off like the same story.
They
and
must
then-
have.
And then
Yeah.
Invincible was like it came after. I was like, oh well.
We'll just make the
This is
actual
good.
story.
This is really what happened.
Yeah.
Plus, it has Mark Wahlberg, so fuck off. What did,
What's funny is Mark Wahlberg is the biggest Boston fan.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
Which is
I
the
wish it
biggest
were
rival.
Bradley Cooper because Bradley Cooper is always in the press box with the. He's actually a huge Eagles
All right,
fan.
Yeah.
it's called the garbage picking, field goal kicking Philadelphia phenomenon.
wow, that
What
is
a
a
title.
fucking terrible name. What?
is a
That's
whole
the
mid-sweat
worst.
mouthful.
That is the worst fucking movie name I've ever heard in my life. I hope whoever named that movie got fired immediately. They were like, you know what? You're fucking fired, but we don't have time to change this name.
What if we-
Because it's already on all the promotion materials.
Let's do a full paragraph. Let's do it.
We're gonna need a semicolon in here. Okay.
Yeah,
Couple articles, let's do this thing.
That was the movie. That was Tony Danza.
Fucking Tony Danza.
I'm not. I wasn't.
When
I
did it
knew
come
I
out?
wasn't
What year
fucking.
was that? What year was
Yeah, when
that?
it came out.
That was. Hold on, I get the Wikipedia.
Disney.
That was Disney.
Straight to
Directed by Tim.
Nobody knows.
Kellyher.
Nobody knows who that is.
Tell me it's Tim Burton.
1998. 78 minutes in length.
Oh, you guys would have been 5. It would've been
And
perfect.
Oh.
and
would've
plot.
loved it.
You're gonna love Tony Danza's name, Barney Gorman.
I'm just Bonnie the garbage man.
Sounds like some real Philly trash.
My name's Bonnie.
It's pretty. Oh, it's pretty.
Hey,
insulting.
Bob.
I'll never make it.
Hey, Bon.
Bonnie.
Barney Gorman.
Barney Gorman is the most Philly trash name I've ever
It really,
heard.
it really is.
They were just
It's
like,
quintessential.
what is this most
is quintessential
stereotypical piece
Barney.
of shit Philly white guy name?
He used to work down at the Navy Yard.
Yeah.
Docks.
He went to the docks. That
Definitely.
cheesesteak whiz.
Then he got a
Whiz wit.
cushy. Then he got a
Whiz
cushy
wit.
job.
Whiz wit. Whiz wit.
Then he got a cushy job with the city.
Cheese job. Got a lot
With
of
all
coffee.
those blue coats. That's what we call it.
Definitely part of the
White
union.
collar.
He was
Used-
definitely
Picking
in the
up
union.
garbage.
Used to hit Wawa every morning for his
Picking up
coffee.
garbage.
Fucking Wawa, man.
Anyway, he works hard as a garbage man. I'm not even gonna read this.
When
Fuck
I went to Wawa for the first time,
Yes. Tell me.
You've been to one. Oh,
I've
great.
been to
Tell me
one.
about it. Tell me
I've
about
been.
it.
I spent about
Educate me, what's a
6
Wawa?
weeks.
Oh,
Loved
dude, you
it?
have to. You'd
Loved
love
it, though?
So
Wait, I
it's-
want to hear what Matt's thoughts are before we explain
Yeah.
it to Bill.
I was so confused.
Okay.
That's because
Yeah.
think of someone who's been in Arizona forever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then
When did you go? Like recently or?
6-7 years ago?
Okay.
Yeah. And so you walk
But like
in.
plenty of time to like establish like you weren't young when you went.
I wasn't young.
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah.
But I was like, this is like a Circle K. Where's the gas pumps?
Yeah.
That's the main thing that fucking threw me off the whole time. I was like, why aren't people getting gas here?
Yeah.
Like,
Gas. They have some.
I didn't never see one that actually had a gas station.
Okay.
I was blown away that people just went there and they were like, we're just gonna get gas station sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cause like you don't go get like you get gas station sandwiches here. Like it's like oh fuck, I guess I gotta get a sandwich
Yeah,
from the
okay,
gas
nothing
station.
else is open or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like oh, I'm at Quick Trip getting gas instead of making another stop. I'm gonna eat some of this pizza.
Which is why it's so
Or
hard to
a
explain to people
roller
that it's good.
item.
Because they're
Yeah.
like, it's a gas station? That sounds disgusting.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, trying to explain to someone, they're like, so you just get shit.
But they
gas
started.
station.
It was a farm. It was a farm, and it started.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it started like that, and they just the first products that they started with
Yeah, their
was their
chocolate
food.
milk is the best.
So it was their
Is
food
it?
and
They're
then kind of
the
their
best chocolate
their
milk.
dairy, and then they were like,
So
well, I
good.
guess we'll sell gas also because
Yeah.
and
so
then
they're a convenience store that is just really dope.
They're like, think
yeah.
a like 7-Eleven, but they actually care about food. Like,
Yeah, they care.
But
A
that same-
nicer
that
Quick
kind
Trip.
of store, yeah. A nicer
Quick Trip
is
with
good.
better food.
you're not
Yeah.
gonna hang
Quick
out
Trip's
there.
not doing too terrible.
No, they're not, but it's
Like,
better
if
than
you
that.
order it, if you order the food at Quick Trip, I kid you not, it's not that fucking bad.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
think-
No.
scary
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that it doesn't taste that bad.
But
because
this
you
is
know
like-
it's just fucking all not what.
Just gross.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
you don't want to know.
It's
But
the
this is
cheapest
much
products,
better
yeah.
than that.
Yeah.
That's
no,
what
this is like
Yeah.
they have like organic gas stations in Pennsylvania. Is what you're telling me?
Vegan.
Jesus Christ!
That's more West Coast. That's LA vibes, I think.
Yeah.
is LA,
There's
that
nothing
is LA.
organic in Philadelphia, buddy.
No.
Yeah, it's a lot of crude oil.
It's
Hey,
yeah,
crude
it's
oil
all
It's a lot of coal. A lot of coal mining happening in
A lot
Pennsylvania.
of coal. But
The
that's like
middle of
we're-
Pennsylvania is scary.
Yeah, we're
lot
east,
of
like
woods.
way east though.
you know,
Like, we're not Pittsburgh.
There's
Pittsburgh's all
yeah.
the coal shit.
We
So-
are a tri-state area, which is Delaware, Jersey, and PA.
Jersey is the Garden State.
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
that ridiculous?
Yeah.
It's
Isn't
all
there-
pavement.
Do you
But
know,
isn't, like,
do you know
North
Jersey
Jersey-
has some of the most one of the largest black bear populations per capita?
Yes, I did. There are actually
Not
really
f-
nice parts of Jersey, like inland, not on the coast.
Yeah.
National parks, I believe.
I was gonna say like isn't like North Jersey like all
Well,
farmlands and shit? Like isn't there like a
Yes,
part of Jersey?
So that's we
like-
grew up. We grew up right on the Delaware River, which
Okay.
is the border between PA and New Jersey.
Okay.
And at our mom's house, all our friends there. Some of them lived in town, but a lot of them lived in rural
Just
farm
farm.
towns.
Just
Yeah.
all farm. Yeah.
And their high school there had people that like came to school in tractors and stuff like that.
like
so
Okay.
super rural.
Yeah.
So this was like some some serious FFA shit
Yes.
was going on.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
very
100%.
huge, very huge. there,
100%.
Yeah.
Fucking, I know all about the
Farmers of
FFA.
America.
No, I know what
Oh,
FFA.
okay.
is.
He's from North Dakota, motherfucker.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
was like-
right.
I've
Wait.
sold a steer before.
Yeah.
Do you know Sheets? To go back,
Sheetz?
it's a it's like Wawa.
Sheets?
Yeah. Okay.
No.
It's a Midwest version
Must
of
be-
Wawa,
in-
and I've heard them compared all the time.
Nah.
Okay, I thought you
nah,
might know
they
that.
don't
one.
have them.
He was
now.
about to throw
I've never
down
heard
with
of
you.
that at all, actually. And
Really?
I've never
I
heard of
hear-
Wawa because I mean, and it's weird because I have traveled around the country a lot.
Yeah.
Like from like my entire 19 to like 21 was traveling with a race team, like
Cool.
all around the East Coast. Like
Wait,
I've
what
been
was
through
it? Oh,
Pennsylvania
what
a
kind of
fucking
racing?
lot.
What kind of racing?
Snowmobiles and ATVs.
Dicks. He raced
What?
dicks. He was a competitive
Wait,
dick
I thought
racer.
you did wrestling, didn't you?
I wrestled when I wrestled after that. Actually,
He wrestled dicks. He was
Really?
a competitive
Yeah,
dick
I
wrestler.
was. I went to school for.
Bill, you're an interesting.
He went to
person.
school for
I went to
dicks.
school for a semester at a 4-year program, just to drink
Uh-huh.
with people my own age. And
He went to
then-
drink dicks.
Yeah. And then I went to.
I just wanted to say.
technical school.
I just want to keep saying everything he did was dicks until
Mom.
until he acknowledged.
Mom, stop, stop, Mom.
This is why you can't have beer, Mom. Every time you have beer, you attack me violently.
So you went to technical.
I don't fucking want to talk about it anymore.
Come on, I was listening.
Bill.
Don't let dicks over here get in your head.
Ah,
Like it usually gets around.
we know you've had so many dicks. We just
only a couple
whatever.
that I cared about.
Jesus.
Do you put
You
the
didn't hear the
dicks
answer
in your
about
Do you
Fucking.
put the dicks in your butt, Guillaume?
No,
Is the what? No.
no, never have.
Mm.
Not intentionally anyway.
Not intentionally.
Who hasn't been there?
Whoops a daisy.
Yeah, it was,
Like, well, since it's
one
there,
Of those, one of those. One
why
of
don't
those.
you just go ahead and finish off?
What is
Easy.
that you have in your
Jesus
hand?
Christ.
Uh,
Little sumo wrestler.
he's a sumo
I
wrestler.
fuck
like
with him.
it's-
Where's the other one?
He's
over
behind the.
Oh, hand him to me. Watch, I'll show you a cool thing I can do.
Oh gosh.
Ah, I dropped it. It's gone now. It's gone.
gone
It's
forever.
it's gone forever.
If,
so little reaction.
It's gone forever.
Looked at it. Just looked
No
at it.
Like,
intention.
oops.
There
Of
it
even
is.
looking.
Oops.
So
Well,
anyway, I went to this tech school for like 9 months, and I moved down here for a minute. Actually, it was 2006. I was here for like 3 weeks, and I was like living with a cousin. And then eventually he was like, "Listen, I can't just take care of you." Man." And so then I fucking left, and I just I texted a friend, and I was like, "What do you got going on?" And he's like, "I'm managing a race team," and I was like, "Cool. Do you got a opening?" And he's like, "Yeah,
For-
just come
for
on out."
what? For like what?
A
What were you
mechanic,
asking for?
just
oh,
to be a
okay, okay,
mechanic.
cool. Oh, okay.
And
I
and
thought
he-
you were racing them.
No, I wasn't.
I was like,
Oh,
you just
fuck no.
asked and you were
Yeah.
like,
no,
I
I
can
was
do
just
this.
fat little piece
Okay.
of shit kid, but I was good at working on stuff.
Yeah.
I like to tinker, and
With
it was
dicks.
yeah, I do like tinker with dicks. I'll tinker your dick later. It was a lot of fun, man. Like I learned a lot. I had to polish a lot of chrome because it was a big.
Oh, that's innuendo, guys, for sucking dick.
No, that I like, literally had to like shine the wheels on our truck and trailer.
Shining the wheels.
Yeah,
One of my
that's
jobs.
what I used to do
Where did-
too.
Where'd you guys travel
Shine
to?
some wheels.
I went to some of the weirdest places were Thompson, Manitoba,
Wow.
which is
Fuck.
Arctic Circle.
Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna
Wow.
say that
Holy
sounds
shit.
that sounds too far north.
Yeah.
We
Oh
went
my
to I was in Quebec. Went to
It's
Sherbrooke.
pronounced Quebec, you
No, it's
motherfucker.
Quebec.
This is America.
It's Quebec.
We pronounce it
Quebec.
Quebec.
It's fucking
We
Quebec.
pronounce the E
Yeah.
because this is the United
Nationalism.
States of
It's
America.
Quebec.
All
And
right.
here's why it's Quebec, because French women are gorgeous and they hate it when you call it Quebec.
Well,
So you have to.
So
That's,
you
that's
call it
why.
Quebec,
That's why.
and then the French girls think you're fucking nice.
Bill, I bet I could go up there and call it Quebec and still get fucked.
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah, but you have to pay for it.
No.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going.
Very liberal with prostitution
Bill,
in Quebec.
Me,
as well,
me
yeah.
and Bill are going to Quebec,
Yep.
and we're going to perform a little experiment.
Been
It's-
to Ottawa. Been to Manitoba. Manitoba I went to wrestling though. Been to. There's like Sault Ste. Marie. That's in Ontario. It's a border town. I've been through a few places, in Canada. Everywhere in the Midwest, like every state, we've had a race in somewhere, some little podunk town.
Really?
What was it
Hawaii?
Like,
No, Midwest.
oh,
but so you living on the road though, like hotel to hotel, or
Yeah,
Yeah?
hotel to hotel, driving
Damn.
to each thing in a 53-foot semi tractor trailer
whoa,
with fucking ATVs, and the trailer was cool as shit too, because like the ATVs would all be like packed in the top, and then we could pack like 6 of them in it, 7, and then in the bottom. It was like it had a slide out on it that was like super heavy duty, and there was like a giant shop area, and we had it just all cabinets and all the tools you could ever fucking want, and like we had to change frames like overnight because like they got fucked up in the race the day before, and then you're just hanging out in a fucking semi trailer for all hours of the night putting together a brand new ATV from nothing.
Holy shit.
Like you're just changing shit over, and it's
That's
fucking
insane.
awful.
So wait, how long did you do this for?
I did that for a year, and then I moved back
Damn, that's-
home, and I was like gonna try to get a job with another race team because it was fun, but they just
Did it
I
pay
didn't-
well?
Nah, I
No.
made I made like $1,600 a month, which isn't that's not that great. It's livable, but
And do you have
that's
to pay
garbage.
For
That's garbage money, Bill.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do
let's
you-
just be honest.
well they paid your rent.
I was gonna say
They
do you-
paid your rent. You
did they
never
pay
had to
for
pay
f-
rent.
They didn't pay for food or no?
They gave you a per diem on the road of like $300, and that's the only per diem I ever got in like a year. So I mean, and then you were always partying. You were always going to strip clubs. Like that was just kind of the life,
Yeah, yeah.
with those people.
How many racers were there? Like, how many-
We had
how
a
big was the
team. We had a team of on snowcross. We had we had 7 people on snowcross. I want to say, yeah, 7, and then ATV. Hold on. I always hide this fucking thing.
What is it?
Like this is.
Oh shit!
Aw, snap.
Yeah, they made
Oh.
like
Can-Am.
the boss's wife like made this for us, and then this was like all the. So this was wait, where is it? That one was mine. That was all mine. I built that fucker from scratch.
Oh, that's awesome.
I built that one, and I didn't build either of those. I always worked on this piece of shit because this motherfucker weighed like 340 fucking pounds. He was a behemoth.
What was he doing racing fucking ATVs?
Dude, that's what you have to
Wow.
do. He was the best.
Really?
Okay, so
Oh,
what if he's-
yeah.
How
Wait.
much did he weigh?
Like 330.
Oh
That's
my
an
God.
800cc ATV.
Yeah.
And it's a 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And they would race cross country on the goddamn
I was
Yeah.
like, wait.
So it was like
Wow.
60-mile races.
Bill,
Wow.
okay, so it was 60 miles. You said
Yeah.
how? And then like, what's the terrain? Like, what is the course?
Just like the
What is-
imagine the backwoods of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Imagine the backwoods of fucking Kentucky.
Mhm.
We also were in a race series that was the WPSA like Power Cross series or Quad Cross series, and what they would do is they would like put a bunch of obstacles on a track so that you'd have like like logs to go over, like giant fucking logs,
Mhm.
and then these just gnarly rock courses, and then into like actual like dirt bike-esque track type turns.
Was this pretty dangerous? Like, did you have a
Oh,
lot of
fuck yeah.
injuries? Did you have a lot of injuries on the team?
We had one like in a race that was, pretty bad, kind of ended the season for a guy, and then we had one in practice where a guy just like got chased down. He lost it on a jump as he was practicing,
Mhm.
and he got chased down by the sled and broke his collarbone. Like,
Damn.
and that's like normally how you get hurt too, doing that shit. Like,
Did that 300-pound dude ever get hurt? I feel like
fuck no.
just never got tipped.
That guy fucking
Yeah.
that guy was such a soldier. His name's Brock Parker, and his dad put us up
Brock.
at this. Yeah,
Brock sounds like a guy that
His-
drives ATVs. for a
he's
living.
he was a hell of an
Brock.
individual, and his old man was even more one. His old man was Jerry Parker. And this is the first motherfucker ever gave me moonshine. We're in like the
Oh,
backwoods
wow.
of Georgia.
Oh,
shit.
my
Yeah.
God.
And he had a bear hunting ranch and all these like bear dogs out on the edge of the property, and it was like this beautiful cabin. There was guinea fowl running around to eat the bugs, and they were just horribly fucking loud in the morning. But it was like one of the
the
nicest
fuck is a guinea fowl?
a guinea fowl.
Talking about a peacock?
No, it's a guinea fowl. It looks like it looks like a stunted emu.
Huh.
They're like really
How big?
weird. They're like this
How-
big.
Like a quail?
Kinda.
Okay.
They
you
look
hunt them?
nah, they're just they're really good to keep around a farmyard to eat bugs.
Mm.
Like they're just little dickheads. They'll let you know the second somebody shows up at your place because they make all kinds of noise.
Oh, they're crazy loud.
Crazy loud.
Damn.
They're assholes. I
Do they
fucking
wake people up in
hated
the
'em.
morning?
Oh yeah.
Damn.
They're always clucking around.
Yeah.
They're awful.
Those mother cluckers.
Fucking hate guinea fowls.
Oh!
From that
Cluckers.
experience alone, I fucking hate that animal as a species.
They're
But
like-
I see their benefit.
yeah.
I didn't like being around them.
Alex and I had behind us where we grew up. There were peacocks in this like nursery.
Yeah.
They get up and fucking
They're the worst.
6 a.m.
Howl.
or like 5.
They howl.
Yeah. It was just.
Can you make a
Ah,
can you-
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Ah.
yeah.
what they do?
That's it. That's
yeah,
it. That's
yep.
exactly it.
I know it because I
Yep.
woke up to it every morning.
Yep.
Here's a funny story for
crazy?
you boys. We
Did you
had
fuck a peacock?
no. I used to try to
You are
hunt
pretty with the
them.
feathers,
You
though.
are
How
a
pretty were the
I am a
feathers?
peacock.
You are
I'm
a
peacocking right now. Am I right?
Ooh.
Am I
You
right?
are. There-
There was a dude who in the village where we lived. It was called Tono Village. Okay, so it was a village, and there was a dude who lived there who raised peacocks, and he had probably 30 of them, and they
Mm.
flew through the fucking pine trees, and they shit all over the place, and they were loud as fuck.
Damn.
So me and my buddy, we were at a different friend's house who was
You
not
shoot
in
a
the cult,
peacock?
and she gave us 2 arrows. which we took out into the woods. We cut down some saplings. We got some twine and
No
made
way.
bows
Where you got
and tried to
twine?
hunt the fuck
Where
out of
did-
these peacocks.
Where did you get
You're a
twine?
This sounds like a
murderer.
Mark Twain.
We didn't
story.
kill them. We couldn't kill them. We couldn't
Okay.
catch them. They were too fucking quick.
Okay, good.
They deserved to die. But that dude was like. But then we saw that dude
He
like.
just hit me with like a Kill Bill line, like
No.
she.
Here's the crazy thing. Like this dude who owned this piece of property who had these peacocks, his name was Audie Weber. Audie,
You should have just gone
Audie-
and shot Audie. I bet he'd been easier
Audie
to kill.
sounds like a-
Audie was from Germany. I later found out that Audie was short for Adolf. His name was
What?
Adolf.
That's funny.
And
Wouldn't you
he
go
was
by
a
Audie?
mean piece of shit.
Are you trying to
No.
say that Hitler
You're
was
telling
hiding
me
out in,
Adolf-
in Prescott, Arizona?
Payson, Arizona.
Payson, Arizona?
He was too young to be Hitler, but he
Okay.
could have been Hitler's kid.
Maybe.
grandkid.
Adolf Jr.
No, he could have been Hitler's kid.
Really? I don't
He wasn't young enough to be his grandkid. Yeah, he was kid age. He was Hitler kid age. The
Hitler
perfect
kid.
age to be a Hitler kid.
Hitler kid. Hitler youth. Youth of Hitler from his loins.
From the loins.
From the loins
The
of Hitler.
loins of the Führer.
So Audie was a dickhole that had
was a fuck.
peacocks.
He had peacocks. We
What
tried to
else
kill
did he
him.
do?
Oh, what else did he do?
He
I
would
don't know,
touch
he
you?
yelled at us all the
He
time.
just yelled at you.
Yeah.
Never
No.
touched you.
He didn't touch me.
Okay,
He never got that close.
that's good.
Other people touched me.
Peacock guy.
That's a different
30
story. though.
peacocks, though, right?
You always think
Like
that
30 fucking peacocks.
if I met a
Picture
man
that.
with 30 peacocks, I would be trying to investigate him for some molestation of
Ne-
something.
Yeah.
He
with
had
that
this
name, with
really
that
cool.
name.
He had this really cool strip of property though. His property was right on the creek. It was a dry creek that only ever ran if it snowed or rained. But his piece of property ran all alongside the creek, and he had like a koi pond in there, and he had a bunch of like fucking.
And peacocks.
He had peacocks. The peacocks fucking sucked, but he had like other birds in there. And
That
like,
sounds pretty rich. Is that pretty-
dude, like he stole all that Jew money during the Holocaust. So I mean, and he just invested it.
Just melting stars of
Yeah.
David.
He was just- he
into
was just-
bullion.
He was melting jewel gold into bars and taking those family diamonds, and he bought himself 30 peacocks and a creekside property. Yeah, old Audie.
You guys got any?
Thanks, Dad.
You guys got any fun Jew gold stories?
Where do we start? Being on the Northeast, we went to school with a lot of Jewish people, so we went to
Yeah.
a lot of bar mitzvahs, a lot of
Yo,
bar mitzvahs.
They were
You look
fun.
like you fit in with the noses.
With the noses, thank you.
It's a very English nose.
You
It's an
guys are
English
like
nose.
you guys look
Yeah.
like Mormons, but then you also look like Jews. You're Mormon
A
Jews.
Jewy Mormon.
Jumans.
Jumans, that's cool.
More Jews.
You
Never
guys could
heard
be a
that.
candy.
I don't know, I just
You
made it
guys
up.
could be a very
we
religious
never like
candy.
knew anything about Mormons until we came out here.
Yeah,
Really?
there's really no
Yeah.
Mormons in the
No, you guys
Northeast.
have
I
the.
know.
You wanna know
guys
why?
have the Amish.
Because they drove them. They
Amish.
drove them away with pitchforks and guns. They said, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Yeah,
And
with the
then they
crazy
kept
ways.
going until they were like,
That's right. The desert, they'll never come
there's
here.
just dirty indigenous people here. We'll just kill them with SARS. Was SARS a thing back
SARS?
then?
Take
Nah.
our, take
No,
our,
smallpox.
they
Take
just
our
did
blankets.
Smallpox.
Yeah, take
There
our
we go.
blankets.
Smallpox.
Historically
blankets.
accurate.
Yeah, SARS.
I mean, dude. I
Give
mean,
'em
let's
bird
just
flu.
let's be real. We were really mean to Native people for.
Oh,
we still are.
Still are. Well, it's because
Yeah.
we haven't done anything about it. We're
Not
like, yeah, you
really,
deserve
no.
it, but it's so long ago. We're not associated with it. So, like, yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry.
It's a hard thing.
It's dumb.
It's a hard thing. There should be some form of reparations, but how you're going to convince people to get to that?
I
Like,
just wish it.
yeah,
I don't.
not
I
gonna
don't
happen.
even wish it was. I wish it was just like why do we have to be divided?
because
all.
we've
We're all
never
people.
because
Was
the
that
people who
here?
took advantage have never actually paid for it. That's,
Yeah. No,
that's
you're
the
right.
problem.
You are right. You are
Yep.
right.
And unfortunately, it falls on us to do something about it, and everyone refuses to.
Yeah, everyone doesn't feel like it's their burden to bear.
Right.
Right,
And
yeah.
I have the same fucking problem because
Do you have,
I'm
does
a white
Pennsylvania
person.
have a large Native population?
So the Northeast tribes are more like Iroquois. Like,
Okay.
So, because I remember, like in school, we did like another field trip to like see Native stuff. Like our high school is called Council Rock,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
because there was natives. that
Literally
lived
a count.
there. Yeah. But there wasn't as much like I feel like there's more because the more Western Native Americans, I feel like they have more like not popularity, but like people know them more,
Yeah.
or look to them as like the
Like
stereotypical Native American. I feel like.
Yeah.
the people of North Dakota, like the Lakota, and that's not. I don't even know what the name properly is because they still get offended by Lakota.
Right.
But they were called like the Sioux, and that meant enemy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
really?
yeah.
Holy
So
shit.
like, and then
That's aggressive.
that's why they changed.
It's
that's
a
why
little
they made
aggressive.
Coming
the
at me hard.
That's why
Oh my
the
God.
University of North Dakota was the first to change like their mascot from the North Dakota Fighting Sioux, like the fighting
is-
enemy.
Yeah.
Which
You know
is
what's crazy?
disappointing. It was such a great hockey jersey.
You know
There's
what's
still
crazy?
there's still a great hockey program. I
No,
think
they
they
are.
won a fucking title like 2 years ago.
They've won a few.
But what do you guys think about the name for the Washington Redskins?
Yes.
Do you think
That's
that's
what I
a
was just gonna bring up.
I mean,
actually.
It's in our nation's
I've been
capital.
trying to do. There's a bit I have kind of like touching that line because it's like, and I draw it to like they changed the name on ramen noodles from Oriental to soy flavored.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But then
I've
the
yet-
fucking
the
Redskins still
largest-
exist,
yeah.
and people are pissed. They're taking
It's 'cause
the
it's
fucking
football.
Chief
Yeah.
Wahoo off of the players' hats on
People
the
get
field.
weird about football, man.
Yeah.
Like the kneeling.
Well, I'm
too,
talking
and
about
the-
like this is baseball.
Oh,
like, like
yeah. 'cause
the
there's
Indians
a lot of like
taking,
Braves too.
yeah, or the Braves. I mean,
Cleveland Indians.
Or no, the Indians. They took the. I mean, they call them the Cleveland Indians, and then they have Chief Wahoo as their mascot.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. That's crazy. And it's Indians. We fucked up on the very first time we met. It's Indians. What?
Yeah,
It's crazy.
you're Indian.
And that mistake is just
You're Indians for hundreds of years.
No,
after.
we know what we thought we landed on.
Yeah.
You're Indians.
You're
oh
Indians.
no, right? Jesus Christ,
Christopher Columbus just.
what a dummy! And then he just started killing them all.
Yeah,
Right?
He just fucking
Yeah.
murdered them all and raped them all.
I wonder what
Columbus
they teach in
himself.
like I want to know what they're teaching in school in like the Midwest about Columbus, and if they're still like in 1492 the Columbus sailed the ocean blue, and just fucking keeping with that rhetoric.
Yep.
You know, or if they're just like, yeah, he's not a nice man.
But he did some things.
He
Do you
did a
guys
lot
remember
of
the
things.
point in your learning where all of a sudden everything took a real dark turn, especially in history?
Ooh.
Where like all of a sudden history was not like this bright, shiny thing anymore.
That's a
Yeah.
good question.
Well, I mean, what is it? I mean, the earlier, closer you get, it's more tragic. It feels like
Yeah.
just because it's still fresher in everyone's minds. Like
Yeah.
you can, if it gets older, you can just be like kind of gloss it out
Yeah.
over and because you don't know as
you
much
can
about
disconnect from it. Too.
it. Yeah, you're disconnected. So like you're like the Egyptians had slaves, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, here
yeah.
we go. Walk like an Egyptian.
Egypt.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
you're
it doesn't
so
matter.
awful.
I think the first time for me was the Civil War.
Civil War.
Because I remember
That's
learning
it?
Yep.
Yeah.
learning about the Civil War when I was younger. My dad's a huge like Civil War buff.
Yeah.
And I remember learning not from him, but just like in school, was like, oh, we had this big war in this country where we fought over slavery.
My roommate used to do reenactments
Oh no shit.
with his family.
Yep.
How
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Was he south or
How
north?
funny.
He went south.
What?
Yeah. He has a.
No.
He has a bit about it. He's got a bit about it.
Whoa.
He has a bit about it.
Whoa.
He goes, no, it wasn't for bad reasons. We just portrayed the South because my dad hated black people. So that's all.
Jesus.
That's his like, but
Son of a bitch.
yeah.
No, I just remember all of a sudden.
I'm glad you left him at your buddy. Didn't identify that person.
I'm not. Well,
Don't ID him.
I mean, out
No.
of context, the joke seems offensive.
It's offensive.
No. Context.
Well, I mean, he
It's
sets
not
it
offensive.
up.
It's funny as shit.
Okay.
He sets it up well.
How dare you? How dare you say something's offensive? The shit I've heard come out of your mouth
I'm never.
and the shit I've seen go into your mouth.
Come in your mouth.
I'm never offensive. You've never seen
Wait.
anything that bad going in my mouth.
I don't even feel like that's that bad.
So what about the Civil War?
Oh, I was just saying. I
derailed you,
remember
sorry.
like the younger version, very mild. We fought in this country
was
because
kidding, by the
slavery
way.
was a bad thing,
Right, right.
and the good guys won. Right? That's the
Yep.
first story you
Well,
tell.
the good guys
Yeah.
always win, right?
The good guys always win.
Mhm.
And then I remember like reading a book and getting a little bit deeper into it on my own. I was like, this was fucking terrible.
Decisions
this
were
was
made. Yeah.
this was brother killing fucking brother.
Yep.
Yeah.
Literally brothers shooting each other.
Yeah.
This was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And it had nothing to do with slavery. None of it was about slavery.
You know what though? Like the Articles of Confederation that came from the Civil War, I don't think that was that bad of an idea.
Which
You're talking about this.
Like it was like more of state. There was more state sovereignty than there was like a centralized government.
Right.
And then they were like, nah, we should do it this way because it was hard to get around.
Yeah.
But like thinking like now, like I mean, commerce and everything, like, yeah, you should have like kind of a little bit more of an kind of like a you should have a max limit to everything, right?
Max limit as far as what?
Like if you're a producer of something that's harmful,
Right.
then you should be, law. You should have legislation
Absolutely.
that regulates.
Right.
Yeah.
But if it's like a capital based, like I don't know.
The Commerce Clause in this country has been used and abused for shit that it was never fucking meant for.
It really has.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just been, and it's been both sides. It's been everybody. It's how fucking
Well, it's how you make the
Obamacare.
most money is you game the system the best, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's and
I mean,
it's
it
just
leads
like
to corruption.
the Commerce Clause is being used for shit it
I
wasn't.
mean,
intended
how do
to.
you get
Yeah.
corruption out of it, though?
How do you get corruption out of it? Term limits across the board.
Yeah.
That's the big first one. There's got to be term,
Judges too, right?
Yeah.
term limits for judgment. Judges
Fuck.
term limits
Judges
for the
sit
Supreme
for
Court.
like Supreme Court
They're like
sits for life.
Yeah, they sit
Yeah.
for life. And the problem is you have somebody appoint them in a completely political basis.
Arbitrary, seemingly.
Well, just it's like this guy's a super conservative person, and he's going to be sitting on this court ruling super conservatively for 40 years. Or the opposite side, a super liberal person, and everything's going to be super liberal or super
Yeah.
conservative that comes from that person.
Mhm.
So it's like, let's get rid of that and let's put him on the bench for 8 years.
Yep.
Supreme Court, 8 years.
Fuck yeah.
Regular judge, 4 years.
Yep.
Federal judge, 4 years.
Yep.
It would speed up the process. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The entire.
Congress, 8 years.
Mhm.
Senate, 8 years. There you go, 2 terms.
Max.
Yeah, that's it.
You
Be
can't
done.
sit forever. You can't be on
No.
all these fucking super power committees.
Right, but
Yeah.
to make that change would be so hard.
Would never
it,
happen.
it makes the most sense, and it I feel like that's the
How the
to my knowledge,
fuck
the
do we
best
get
idea.
here?
But like to
It's a
get
great
those
question.
people
Am
to
I-
leave.
I don't-
You didn't want to talk about fucking comedy, Bill. So this is where we're at. We're talking about
We're
the fucking
commerce,
Commerce
baby.
Clause and the Supreme Court and term limits. All right,
right.
Let's
this
talk
is
about
what you
gerrymandering.
forced
We're
us to do.
sweaty in here,
Let's talk about gerrymandering, huh?
Yeah,
Does that
gerrymandering.
involve does that involve a guy named Jerry fucking a salamander? Because if it doesn't, I don't want to goddamn talk about it anymore.
It actually
I don't know
does
how you
come from a
nailed it.
man named Jerry. His
Yeah.
name was Jerry,
Was it?
and they call it mandering because the district that he drew out looked like a salamander.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you guys know this. I went to school for political science.
Sure, yeah. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, you said you got through law school, right?
And I went to law school.
Fuck!
Yeah. Drink your beers, you pieces of shit.
I don't know.
Ugh.
Anyways.
Boys,
Hmm.
it's been a meaty, sweaty time with you.
Are we
I'm gonna call it as we get it. If we keep devolving into politics and I don't smoke a cigarette, I'm gonna kill somebody.
Sure. Let's
I
get
should
out
smoke
of
a cigarette
politics.
too.
Bill, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about pandas? You want to talk about what do you want to talk about?
Oh, you get the shirt. I see.
I do have a panda shirt on.
I have a
Panda,
panda.
panda,
on my
panda,
credit
panda,
card.
panda, panda, panda. Panda, 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 panda.
Express. That's a commercial.
Panda, panda, panda. Coming at you live from Bill Oskowski's apartment. Brought to you by Panda Express. This is Meat Sweats, the podcast. Traffic at the tens. God, I feel like I should be on the radio right now.
I feel like
You
I'm
really
at home.
should.
I feel like I'm at home in Jersey.
I mean, this
with
is
all
your
these
radio.
animals.
This
show,
is my
though.
radio
This is
show,
our
yeah.
pirate radio
Yeah.
show. We're pirates.
Mm.
I wear a.
Butt
I wear,
pirates,
do wear.
gay
Hey,
sex,
have
I
you-
do
gay
wear an eye
sex.
patch sometimes, and it's because my eye. It's not because I'm going from like,
Sure.
like the bottom of the ship to the top of the ship, and need to switch it for my eye to have like. That's why they did it. Do you know
Guys,
that?
I have a
Bill's,
lazy
Bill's
eye. I wore a
going
patch for a
blind.
little bit.
I'm going blind, and my left.
It's gonna
eye
be
gets fucking,
so much
like,
fun
fucked up
when Bill
sometimes.
finally goes blind. We are
Wait,
gonna
did you always
fuck
have
with
a
him
lazy
so
eye?
much.
Did you have a lazy eye?
No, I don't have a lazy eye. I just have.
Bill, look at me. Let me see that lazy eye. Oh my god.
No, I have a lazy
Look
ay.
how
I
lazy
don't
that
have
eye
any.
is.
That's why I wear the glasses.
Just
I don't
kidding.
have a lazy eye.
Just
Prescriptions in
kidding.
one
I'm just
eye.
fucking with
I
you.
don't have. I don't have. Both my eyes are lazy.
So lazy.
Get a
they're
job.
super
Bill
lazy.
says.
They're fucking just worthless.
Both on welfare.
Welfare, food stamps.
Yeah.
Calling fucking. They use Obamacare still.
Yeah, yeah.
They're on Cobra.
You watch Netflix. No, you
Access.
watch Netflix.
They pirate Netflix from their neighbor.
But that's why you think you should be a pirate, though.
Yeah. But anyway, you know why pirates wore eye patches?
To go from the top of the ship to the bottom.
So
Yeah.
they could always have
And they would-
night eye.
Yeah, exactly. So they could get, like, when they went in the dark, they just switch it over, and they instantly could see in the dark, or instantly could see in the light.
Wow, I
Yeah.
did not know
Smart, right?
that.
Fucking
That's
pirates.
pretty cool. Yeah.
No,
Have you played that? Do you play a lot of video games?
no, not really.
No. There's a game that came out. It's called Sea of Thieves. And
Yeah?
You get to be a pirate.
I
It's like
refuse-
multiplayer. You could turn that around while you're cooking.
You should do it.
And
Put
learn
on
how to
put on
cook.
Rachel Ray and cook.
Fuck that, Julia Childs. How dare you?
That's your.
Fuck Rachel.
I made biscuits and gravy from scratch this weekend.
Wow.
It was delicious, by the way.
Ooh, Rocco.
It's the first
So
time.
you have leftovers, is what you're saying.
Wait, I do. It's the first time I've made biscuits and gravy from scratch.
Really?
awesome.
The biscuits were phenomenal. The gravy was fucking delicious. It's not
What
the
kind of
gravy's not
gravy?
perfect yet.
What's
kind of
mom's
gravy?
secret? What's mom's?
Wasn't
secret?
mom's secret.
No, no. You
I just made it.
didn't do anything. Okay.
No.
Well,
What kind of gravy was it?
It was bacon gravy.
interesting.
Yeah, it was a bacon
I'm
gravy.
really hungry now.
It was like a country pepper bacon gravy. It
You
had
guys
some
hungry?
sriracha in it. It was had a little bit of spice to it. It was very, very good.
Sounds.
But
good.
I need some work. There's too much milk in it. When you put the milk in it, it makes it very sweet.
Yeah.
When it thickens up, it
Mhm.
becomes real sweet.
Yeah, I
Makes
don't
sense.
like that.
So I needed to
Lo-
put less milk.
Okay.
Next time I'll figure out
I don't
maybe
like the
half
way you
milk,
say
half water.
Milk either.
Milk.
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 You almost say milk.
Oh, I just need a glass
Milk.
of milk. Bob, will you- Bob, will you get me some milk? I'm so thirsty for some milk in here.
Ow!
Ugh.
It's not. That's what. That's
It
what it
sounds like your
like.
DJ voice.
Disgusting human.
It sounds
Do
like your
the
DJ.
DJ.
Hey, Bob, come in to get traffic of the
DJ
kids.
Matt, DJ
Yeah.
Matt wouldn't say milk.
Milk. He says milk.
That's DJ Matt. doesn't
I
say
just had a peanut butter jelly sandwich and I really need a glass of milk, Bob. Bob, have you seen Dad? And do you know when my balls are gonna drop?
Never.
Ugh.
Never. You're gonna forever be a prepubescent. little boy.
Ugh.
Rocco.
Rocco.
All right. Camera
Guys.
shut off. You boys are beautiful.
We love you
Is that
guys.
it?
Yeah,
Oh,
where's-
guys.
where can we
This is
find
great.
you
We're
on
like
the
an hour,
social
hour
medias?
22, boys. Let's plug what you got. You
Oh,
got any
yeah.
shows that are going to be coming up within the next... You guys' episode will be out in probably like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Shows 3 weeks from now. Social media accounts
We got
and
Rum
dick
Runners.
pics. Where
You guys got
can we
Rum
find
Runners?
dick
Rum
pics?
Runners
End of
in
the
a
month?
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Fuck yeah.
That's
Rum
awesome. Good
Runners.
That's
show.
a dope show. Ruben Andrade, Rum
Yeah.
Runners.
Really good
Super good
things. Never
show.
done
Yeah,
It's
it's awesome.
fun.
It's a fun
Super
show.
I ate dick there.
Really?
Yeah.
That
Okay,
same
good
night,
for you.
What'd you do? What'd you do?
I
Why?
literally
encouraging.
destroyed the entire room.
Because
Were you
Bill
high? Did you do a bunch of dabs?
No.
Bill got on stage and crushed the room, and then EJ Nonstop got on stage
Mm.
and continued it. And I got on
Oh,
stage
no.
being
I
like,
like
oh
EJ.
man, I got to bring my fire shit that I haven't talked about in 2 months.
Yeah.
And just everyone
ego got
looked at me
involved.
like I had a fucking dick coming out of my head. I was like,
Yeah.
I probably should have just done the shit I've been doing for the last month.
It's
Yeah.
usually the
But
way
I-
to go. It's
Yeah.
usually, it always feels
Just do
that
what you're
way.
working on,
Nothing
man.
feels worse
Yeah.
than having the stuff you know works,
Yep.
and then it just falls flat on.
Oh,
its face.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I've had that happen. I've totally had that happen.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I
At
did.
Rum Runners, I've had that happen. I
Yeah.
told the bear joke, like it was this is my closer,
Right.
and just died.
Mm.
Just died a horrible death
Yeah.
halfway
Yeah.
through. And it's just like, oh,
The
this
wor-
feels so bad.
The worst is when it's at the beginning of the joke, and you're like, "Fuck, well, I have to finish it
Yeah.
No,
now."
have to finish
halfway
the-
through is even worse because
Yeah.
then you really have to finish it.
Yeah.
Beginning, you can still kind of bail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but if you're halfway through and you
I've-
just admit defeat,
I've
like
never
that,
bailed. I don't think I ever. Bailing to me feels like I feel like they would feel that, and it feels worse to me. I feel like I'd rather do a shitty joke
Sometimes you
and
just
then
gotta
be like,
cut it off,
okay,
though.
You just take it on the chin. You
Yeah.
just take it on
you
the
Yeah.
just
chin.
you never bail.
I
You just
don't.
keep
I don't.
going?
Yeah, I don't like to because it's just
I'll
like
bail.
really.
Fuck
I'll
yeah,
find
bro.
a point in
I'll
that
find a-
joke
I'll
where I
find
can
a
just
save and
transition
then
into
go
something
out.
else. Yeah.
Yeah, get
Really?
the fuck
Oh,
out of
so
it.
you do the
I
short
just feel
version.
like-
You do
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Don't even
off.
go to the punchline. It's like,
No.
oh, like I have another joke that has the word
I can
the
get
in
there.
it.
Yep.
So I can just go from the word the into my
To
next
something
joke.
So they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he was just talking. He,
Yeah,
wasn't, he wasn't setting up for a joke
Yeah.
there. He was just talking, setting up this fun one."
Yeah.
All right, so you guys got Rum Runners.
Rum
you guys
Runners.
have your show
Aftermath.
Aftermath.
Yes.
and that's every
Other
other
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yep.
So that's
at
this week.
Comedy off Main
So no one will
Street.
hear it.
It's
Comedy
not
off
this
Main
week. It'll be
Street,
actually
yes.
the opposite week.
Okay.
Whatever.
week's-
I mean, just hey, go to Comedy Off Main Street's Facebook page or their website if they have
Aftermath
it.
page too.
Or
There's an
go to the
Aftermath
Yardley Brothers
page.
Website.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a Yardley
Yardley
Brothers
Brothers website.
website.
Check it out.
Guys, they have
That's
Facebook.
cool.
They
Yeah.
have all the social medias.
Yeah.
We do the media.
They're all of
A
them.
Yardley. A Yardley.
Hey, Yardley.
Are you Jay Yardley?
I think I'm J Yard 8.
Oh,
shit.
He's his own person. God damn it! They're
Well,
not
what-
the
guys,
same.
I was on
This
Twitter.
is what this was about.
You guys, I was on Twitter real early, and I didn't really understand. When I was making it, I
Yeah.
didn't know what I was making, really.
Yeah.
I'd like to shout out Ellen right there because she was the one that put me onto Twitter, and I
Good.
want you guys to know that.
Good for you,
Yeah,
Ellen.
I know.
We're
Ellen
proud of
did it.
you.
Yeah, do you remember what your first tweet was? Oh, I remember it distinctly, actually. It was playing Madden with the boys. That was the...
Mine
Very-
was
a lot of content. Very good, very choppy. No hashtags.
Under the characters,
No
you made
hashtag.
it. You made the cutoff there.
Yeah.
Mine
It was
was.
good, though.
I don't remember the text, but it was a whale shitting. It's strong out of the gate.
That is Bill Laskowski's first tweet. That is exactly. If you were to come to me and be like, "What was Bill Laskowski's first tweet?"
Was it a whale shit?
A whale shitting.
It was a whale shit.
I don't know what the text was, but I'm
It was-
positive it was a whale shitting.
know it was whale
really
shit.
was.
Yeah.
What kind of
What
whale?
about you, A. Yardley?
I don't remember my first tweet. I'd have to look at it. I don't know if-
Dildo.
But
That was it.
probably it was
Yeah,
probably
dildo.
It was probably just the
Dildo.
word.
doing dildo with the
dildo.
boys.
Doing dildo with this.
Hashtag Ellen.
Hashtag Ellen.
Same thing.
Dildoing with the boys. Hashtag Ellen.
Hey, we have social medias too. Go check out the Meat Sweats Pod.
Yeah.
At Twitter.
We have a
Check it
Meat
out.
Sweats
website,
page,
which
Facebook.
means it goes to the it just goes
gonna
to the
follow it
hosting page. That's
Yeah,
all
go
that
follow
is.
it. We'll
There's
follow
YouTube.
you guys.
You can
we
follow-
have YouTube. Go
Yeah.
to YouTube.
that's
It's
where the
on my
video goes to.
channel. Look
Yeah.
up Bill Laskowski on YouTube. You'll find the
Fuck yeah.
podcast. I'll probably start posting some.
At some point,
stuff.
you're gonna see me and Bill touch dicks on YouTube.
You
I'm
will
just,
not.
I'm throwing that out there.
YouTube
Find
will
it.
pull
Listen.
that shit down.
Listen.
They took that. Facebook wouldn't let me fucking use Disco Fever or Disco Inferno on
Really
one of my
brutal.
videos, and they muted it. The
50
sons
Cent,
of
right?
bitches.
No, those fuckers.
No, 50 Cent.
Right? 50
No,
Cent Disco
I don't know the
No.
name of the band. Wasn't 50
I
Cent.
don't, yeah.
Disco Inferno.
Disco
baby,
Inferno,
burn. Disco
burn, baby,
Inferno, burn, baby,
Yeah.
burn.
Do 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 do. All right.
We love you, boys.
Thanks for
just
coming,
love you
boys.
guys. Thank you so
guys.
much.
You're great
This is
people.
Thank
really
you
fun.
for coming. This is a blasty
We love
blast.
you.
We should do this again.
We will
We'll do it again.
one day.
Okay.